Time now for Green Bay Bullfrog Baseball on WOCO Stereo FM.
Jeremiah was a bullfrog, was a good friend of mine.
Today's game being brought to you by 24/7 Well and Pump, Islandfeld, Saskatchewan, and Anderson, the NAW Credit Union, O'Connell Pharmacy, the O'Connell Falls Insurance, Stevenson National Bank and Trust, and Wiz Piggly Wiggly, also by America Inn, Brew Pub Pizza, Cellcom, Tri-City Glass, and Triangle Distributing.
Hello and welcome to historic Joanne Stadium here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. My name is Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs, and welcome to the Bullfrogs Radio Network here on the WOCO Sports Stream. I'm about to get underway with Game 2 of the series against the Kenosha Kingfish, where last night the Bullfrogs would come out on top 8-5. It was a game where they trailed 4-0 early in the game. However, the Bullfrogs took advantage of some big innings and would hold on for the win. Noah Miller would be your winning pitcher on the night, and Jake Esp would come in to close things out, pitching 2 innings for the Bullfrogs and getting the save. We're going to step away for the national anthem, and when we come back, we'll give you your starting lineups and tell you the league schedule. Stick around. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
At 24/7 Well and Pump Service, we mean just that. Water will be available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call 920-848-2407 or 920-604-2407, and a licensed professional will come out to your site. Whether it is a water system installation, repair, well inspection, or install underground water lines, they'll be there. Call 920-848-2407 or 920-604-2407. We're in the O'Connell Falls area Yellow Pages. 24/7 Well and Pump Service, Fireside Road, O'Connell Falls.
Visiting teams and combinations are brought to you by America Inn Lodge and Suites, Green Bay West. For toll-free reservations, contact 800-634-3444. America Inn Lodge and Suites, Green Bay West. Welcome to genuine America Inn hospitality.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Wisconsin. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
Hello and welcome back to Green Bay, Wisconsin, here at historic Joanne Stadium. My name is Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs, about to get underway with Game 2 of this 2-game series. It's a wet one tonight, folks, here in Green Bay. It rained all day long until about 5 o'clock or so, when finally the rain would set aside. We actually got some sun, believe it or not, for about an hour or so, but then that disappeared and the gray clouds have rolled back in. The rain has kind of set aside, although every once in a while you can feel a sprinkle of 2. If it sticks this way, we'll get this game in. Your lineup for both teams will start off with the Kingfish of Kenosha. Batting first, the center fielder, Connor Doyle. Batting second, the left fielder tonight, Chris Bonso. Batting third, the designated hitter, Cameron Comer. Batting fourth, the first baseman, Derek Banger. Batting fifth, out of third base, Tim Millard. Batting sixth, the catcher, Nick Zoris. Batting seventh, Mike Medage, the right fielder. Batting eighth, Ben Troike. He'll be at shortstop. And in the 9-hole at second base, it'll be Anthony Warnicki. You're starting a lineup for your Green Bay Bullfrogs. Mikey Folia will be starting things off in the 1-hole playing left field. Batting second and playing third base, Ben Hart. Batting third, the shortstop, Aaron Fleshner. Batting fourth, Tanner Poole. He'll be playing right field tonight. Troy Johnson in the 5-hole in center field. Batting sixth will be Kyle Benyo, the designated hitter. Batting 7th will be Willie Bourbon, the first baseman. Batting 8th will be Brad Hamilton, the catcher. And in the 9-hole, playing second base in his second game in a Bullfrogs uniform, Riley Smith. On the bump tonight for the Bullfrogs, it will be Jonathan Pendergast. The right-handed hurler looks to get things going for the Bullfrogs. Of course, last night, Noah Miller would get the start and get the win for the Bullfrogs in the contest. Jonathan Pendergast, the right-handed hurler, just finished up his sophomore season at Pepperdine University. Grew up out of San Diego, California. This past season for the Waves would post a 4.34 ERA. In 17 games, he had 11 starts and would throw 72 strikeouts. Back in 2016, he had a solid year as well, appearing in 17 games, a 3-3 record, and a 4.70 ERA. Pepperdine, of course, all the way out in Malibu, California. So he's out of his element out here and as a Bullfrog. And he's going to look to try to get a good start for the Frogs. Of course, come into the game on a 2-game winning streak, which would tie for their best in the season. Pendergast deals in the first pitch of the first batter he sees. It's a fastball that's low below the zone. 1-0. We are underway. Due up here for the Kenosha Kingfishers, Connor Doyle, the center fielder. The right-handed batter squares in, and the 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed. 1-1. Jonathan Pendergast on the season supporting a 5.40 ERA. Is 0-3 on the year, however, despite having a great strikeout to walk ratio of 13-4. Deals in the 1-1 pitch. It's a breaking ball that finds the zone, a 1-2 count. Of course, 2 of his losses coming against 2 of the best teams in the South as the 1-2 pitch comes in and is swung on and missed. Strike 3, first batter retired. That'll bring up Chris Botso, the left fielder. Jonathan Pendergast, as mentioned, 0-3 on the season, but has losses to Wisconsin Rapids, where he pitched 7 complete innings and allowing just 2 earned runs. The Bullfrogs would not be able to hold on against the South Division leaders. However, they've dropped that game 4-2. Bonso swings at the first pitch he sees. It's a pop-up high and away behind the stands here. An 0-1 count. Would receive the loss in a inning against Madison. Of course, nothing would go the Bullfrogs' way in that game. They dropped that one 16-0. 0-2 pitch, so one gone and missed. An 0-2 count now. And he gets the loss home at Lakeshore in a game where he only allowed 2 earned runs as well. So he's got some losses despite pitching relatively well for the Bullfrogs. 0-2 pitch, fastball swung on, pop-up, shallow right. Second baseman Riley Smith has a read on it behind the first base bag, just into the outfield grass, and grabs it for the second out. 2 up, 2 down. That'll bring up Cameron Comer, the designated hitter. Cameron Comer out of Virginia, out of Olentangy High School out near Columbus, Ohio. This past season in 16 games for the Cavaliers would bat 105. The left-handed batter stands in, and Pendergast, the righty, stares him down. Brad Hamilton behind the plate giving the signs tonight. The first pitch he throws to Cameron's a fastball that's outside. Belt level, 1-0. Comer comes into the game for the Kingfish, leading this team in batting average. He has been fantastic this season. 1-0 pitch misses, or rather just gets in there, actually a 1-1 count now. Pendergast deals in the 1-1. It's swung on. It's a fly ball left side, foul past the third base grandstands. And some kids chase after it. Another scattered crowd here in Green Bay on this Wednesday evening. But what would you expect, of course, with the weather like it is? 1-2 pitch finds the outside corner. Ring him up, 3 up, 3 down. Pendergast grabs 2 Ks in the first frame. To the bottom half of the inning we go. The Bullfrogs still knotted up with a Kingfish. We just got underway. 0-0. Stay tuned. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
Get the camera. Riley's rolling again.
That dog always gets excited up here at the cabin.
Riley loves the woods, don't you, Riley? Roll, Riley, roll. You getting this?
I'm getting it all. It's fabulous. But we can't upload it until we get home.
Right, no data connection up here.
Challenge.
Coach McCarthy?
Mason Crosby.
Switch to Cellcom, guys. Our coverage is great, whether you're out here or anywhere coast to coast.
Yeah, Riley's fans don't want to wait.
Now Riley's really on a roll.
At Cellcom, we've got you covered out in the country and all across the country. Cellcom, built for you.
Very athletic. I think we can use him on special teams.
But not the kick, right?
We'll see.
It's Cellcom's Customer Appreciation Celebrations. Get smartphones from the top 2 brands for just a penny each, along with food prizes and sales on accessories. Cellcom, built for you. Available day of event only. New 2-year activation qualified upgrade required. Restrictions apply. Visit cellcom.com/celebrate for details.
Hello and welcome back to Joanne Stadium here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. A breezy, overcast, rainy day here at Joanne Stadium on Star Wars night. Of course, a couple fans dressed up in their Star Wars apparel and got free admission here in Green Bay. And you gotta tip your hat off to them, of course, with the way the weather's been just to show up tonight. Give them some credit, supporting the hometown Bullfrogs. No one out in the Bud Light Beach Club and left, and looks like a few people are scattered in the Liney's deck, but all together, this one might hurt the attendance of the Bullfrogs, which is just too bad, especially because of the way the weather is today. Rained all day, multiple phone calls throughout the day, whether or not we were going to get the game in. No one seemed to believe us that the Frogs would be playing today, but here we are, bottom of the first inning, and Mikey Falia digs in. First pitch he sees is a fastball that runs high and inside, a 1-0 count. The pitcher out on the mound today for the Kenosha Kingfish is Foe. Falia takes a cut at the 1-0 pitch. It's a pump fly right side over by the fence, and the out is made. First baseman over there, Derek Bangert. Oh, no, it's not. Excuse me. Could have swore I saw the umpire's hand come up and call him out, but my vision is restricted over there, of course, with the first base side fence in front of the club seating there on the right side. A 1-1 count after that one's fouled off, and Falia swings at the 1-1, nearly coming out of his shoes. 1-2. It was a high pop-up right in front of the bullpen. I thought that the first baseman over there, Max Widmar, would run into the fence, in fact, making the play, but however does not. A 1-2 pitch. Swung on. It's a chopper left side to the third baseman, Tim Mallard. Falia has an opportunity to beat it out, but does not, as Tim Mallard throws it across the field just in time for the first down. First batter retired. That'll bring up the second. It'll be Ben Hart, the third baseman today for the Frogs. Ben Hart, he's a guy that's worked his way up the lineup. Last night saw himself batting in the 7-hole. We've seen him bat in the 9, in fact, for the Bullfrogs. But here batting in the 2-hole spot tonight, as he recently has brought his batting average all the way up to around 270 or so. Takes a big cut at the first pitch he sees and misses an 0-1 count. 0-1 delivery to him. Fastball that finds the inside portion of the plate. 0-2. An 0-2 pitch. That one bounces across the plate. In fact, about 3 feet almost in front of the plate. So that one gets away from Foe as he sits back in. Foe comes set, the left-handed pitcher. Deals in the 1-2. It's outside. 2-2. George Foe out of Northern Illinois University. Just finished up his junior season. He rocks back and sends in the 2-2 pitch. It's swung on and missed, and there's the first strikeout of the day for George Foe. Comes off of Ben Hart, who took a huge cut at the 2-2 pitch. Was aiming for deep left field, but comes up a bit short, missing everything. 2 outs on the board. Aaron Pleshler will now dig in, the shortstop. With 2 outs on the board and nobody on, both teams looking for their first base runner. It'll be interesting to see if the field conditions play any part on the field, on the game rather, as course as it's wet out here in Joanne Stadium. First pitch that George Foe throws is high for a ball, a 1-0 count here. One pitch to Pleshner, runs a bit high. A 2-0 count now. Aaron Pleshner steps out of the box, does his pre-game, or rather pre-at-bat ritual that he does after every at-bat, and now stands in. Waves the lumber around, and the 2-0 delivery to him, runs high and inside. Pleshner ahead in the count now, 3 balls and no strikes. Pleshner stands in, 3-0 pitch to him, runs low and inside. Ball 4. 4 pitches and 4 balls. Aaron Pleshner now over at first base. He's the first base runner of the game. That will bring up Tanner Poole, the right fielder. Of course, Poole sat out last night. As we've mentioned, someone in this outfield group has to sit out. Last night it was Pinner. If you could have it your way, you'd almost want to do it softball style and throw 4 outfielders out there. Throw back to first, Pleshner back safely, as, of course, this outfield group for the Bullfrogs might be one of the best in the Northwoods League. Troy Johnson stands on deck. He's the center fielder on the night. Poole, the right fielder. Poole out of Mississippi State stands in. The right-handed batter watches the breaking ball come inside near his belt level. 1-0 count now after that one comes in. Tanner Poole comes into the game for the Bullfrogs, reporting a batting average of 300. 1-0 pitch to him. That one's a fastball right across Broadway. 1-1. Tanner Poole this past season for Mississippi State would appear in 47 games for the Bulldogs. Batting .225. 1-1 pitch. Runs high. It was a fastball. Poole gets ahead in the count. 2 balls and a strike here. Bullfrogs looking to make some damage here early with Aaron Pleshner over at first. Of course, last night would go down early, but would hammer their way back into the game, getting the victory 8-5. Throw back to first. Pleshner scampers back. 2-1 count here with 2 outs on the board. It was a game where the Bullfrogs would use their aggressive base running to their advantage, and of course would capitalize off of some throwing errors by the Kingfish as well. 2-1 pitch, swung on, ground ball to the shortstop, Ben Trokey. Underhand toss to Anthony Warnicki, who steps on the second base bag, beating out Aaron Pleshner for the 3rd out. Bullfrogs leave one stranded, but they get a base runner on off of the walk. That will do it here for the first frame. On to the 2nd we go. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network, tied up at 0.
Tri-City Glass and Doors, locally owned and family operated, and has been since 1960, specializing in commercial glass projects and automotive glass repair. Having grown up right here in Northeast Wisconsin, Tri-City understands your needs and wants to be the residential glass and door professionals you can count on. They're here for your family in all of life stages, from building an addition on your home for your newborn to applying Aquapel to your new driver's car. Additionally, they are locally owned, so there's no hoops to jump through. You can call them or come in at any time to talk directly to one of their glass and door experts.
Just like a great coach, State Farm agents Margie Dolan, Oconto, and Paul Huberty and Lena can help you develop a game plan for your insurance needs. Whether it's car, home, life, health, or business, agents Margie Dolan and Paul Huberty can help you find the affordable coverage you need. When your life and goals change, agents Margie Dolan and Paul Huberty will be there to help you adjust your insurance game plan with a free family insurance checkup. So, for all your insurance needs, call on a winner. State Farm agents Margie Dolan at 834-5151 and Paul Huberty at 829-5555.
Welcome back to Green Bay, Wisconsin, here at Joanne's Stadium. My name's Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs, about to get underway with the top of the second inning. Jonathan Pendergast out on the bump for the Bullfrogs, the right-handed hurler, so far with 2 Ks on the day, would strike out Connor Doyle and Cameron Comer in the first frame. He'll stand in and he'll face off against the 4-5-6 batters, Derek Bengert, Tim Millard, and Nick Zoris. The Bullfrogs, of course, here on a wet and swampy day. You can feel the humidity in the air, and if it's not coming from this ground that is soaking wet, it's coming from the sky. Every once in a while, you can feel some sprinkles out there. However, it's not that uncomfortable to sit in. First pitch that Pendergast throws, a breaking ball that finds the inside of the zone. Derek Bengard watches it go by all the way into the glove, an 0-1 count. Pendergast shakes off a pitch, rocks back, and deals in the 0-1. It's a fastball that swung on and fouled back past the press box right over my head here in the right press box side. Of course, if you're looking at the field, if you're looking on the webcast, it would be the left one. Pendergast stands in now. Breeze sits in the background. 0-2 pitch is swung on. It's a sky-high pop-up. Brad Hamilton throws off his mask behind home plate, looking for it, and makes the grab. That's a tough play for a catcher to make. Luckily, the lights aren't too bright here as we still have some sunlight despite the gray skies. But as a catcher, to throw off that mask, try to make a play on it, especially with a little bit of wind here on this rainy day. He's able to make the play. Granted, leaning all the way back doesn't make it look easy, but he makes the grab. 1 retired. That'll bring up Tim Millard, the third baseman. Right-handed pitcher watches a strike go right across the plate, 0-1. Tim Millard comes into the game for the Kenosha Kingfish, supporting a .245 batting average. Has 2 home runs on the season to go along with 6 RBIs. Pendergast nods his head, rocks back, and sends the 0-1, which is in the dirt. Brad Hamilton can't make the scoop on it. But no harm done, of course. So 1-1 count. Tim Millard out of Dallas Baptist just finished up his sophomore season there where he would bat .308. Belt 12 home runs this past season. Breaking ball into him's high and inside, right across where the letters on this Kingfish jersey are. 2-1. It's an all yellow jersey with dark royal blue Kingfish across the chest. Takes a cut at the 2-1 pitch. That one's fouled back right side. Evens the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kingfish with gray pants on, and they have those royal hats with the yellow brims. Bullfrogs in their home pinstripes with Green Bay across the chest and green writing in orange letters on their back. Or numbers, I should say. 2-2 pitch, swung on, and that one's a pop fly. Foul territory, back, foul past the press box again as Tim Millard fights off some pitches here. It's still an even count, however, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Personally, Kingfish, I think, have my favorite color combination in the league. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. However, I thought it was a foul tip. However, it's not. Gets past Brad Hamilton and actually finds itself in a puddle back in the backstop where Brad Hamilton goes in and picks it up. And another strikeout for Pendergast, but a runner on base off of the pass ball. It sounded like it hit something. It must have hit the plate because it kind of made a knocking sound here, but it gets past Brad Hamilton, so it's the 3rd strikeout of the day for Pendergast, but it's the first base runner of the day for the Kingfish as Millard's able to get on over to first base after the pass ball. First pitch that the new batter, Nick Zoris, sees is swung on and fouled back into the backstop. 1-0, or 0-1, I should say. Zoris comes in the game batting .314 for this Kenosha roster. In 18 games, he has 22 hits, 2 doubles, 2 triples, and 7 RBIs. Pendergast comes set, the righty. Gets a couple of looks over to Millard at first. and deals in a fastball that's swung on and missed. Pendergast pitching well here early. An 0-2 count now with an out on the board. Pendergast 3 strikeouts already. Of course, I talked about in the pregame show that he has one of the best strikeout to K ratios, or I should say strikeout to walk ratios on the team. Coming into the game, 13-4 walks. Would add 3 more to that number, so 16-4 on the season. By far the best on the team. The 0-2 pitch goes by for a ball, and Hamilton threw it to first to make sure that Millard's not going anywhere. He gets back safely. 1-2 pitch to Doris, swung on. It's a little liner out into shallow right, and the second baseman Smith travels out into the outfield grass and makes the over-the-head catch. Second outs on the board. That would end the inning had the pass ball not gotten past Brad Hamilton. As Zoris lines, or rather bloops out to second base. And Mike Madej stands in. The right fielder, batting lefty here against the Bullfrogs, stands in, and Pendergast deals him a fastball. It misses the zone, however, 1-0. No pitch speed tonight, despite the fact that the Frogs had it on last night. It's been last night, of course, the first night the Frogs had it up and working. I think there's a light problem as the 1-0 pitch is swung on a line driving to left as Madej tries to go oppo, but Mikey Folia takes a couple steps to his right, gets underneath of it, and makes the grab. Bullfrogs leave one stranded, but they get out of the inning unscathed. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned for the bottom of the second.
We've heard it time and time again. You want local loan decisions and servicing, faster turnaround, and answers to your questions handled right here in Oconto. At the Stevenson National Bank and Trust, we've got all of those bases covered, from local loan decisions and on-time closings to great rates and fair terms. Visit me, Bob Schwartz, at the Stevenson National Bank and Trust. I've helped many people, and now I'd like to help you with your next loan. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Over the past 60 years, Triangle Distributing has maintained itself as a leader in the market as it has responded to the changes in product innovation and consumer demands. It is in this commitment to employees, customers, community, and supplier partners that has enabled them to remain one of the best and most respected distributors in our state.
Combine the flavors of Italy with the heart of the Irish, add some Chicago flair, and you've got Gallagher's Pizza. For the best Chicago-style pizza north of the Illinois border, Gallagher's Pizza is your destination. Call now for delivery or pickup in Green Bay and De Pere. Gallagher's Pizza, home of the best lunch buffet in town.
Hello and welcome back to Joanne Stadium. Bottom of the second inning, Bullfrogs all tied up with the Kingfish 0-0. Neither team has recorded a hit in this one, but both teams have managed just one base runner on the afternoon. Troy Johnson watches a strike go by. It was a breaking ball that found the outside corner. An 0-1 count. Johnson digs back in. Center fielder tonight for the Bullfrogs after sitting out last night. 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed. 0-2. Or rather, no. It was Tanner Poole who sat out last night. Troy Johnston played right field last night for the Bullfrogs, but he makes the move to center field tonight. Jones is the Bullfrog that's sitting out tonight. That's an outfielder. 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed. A 3-pitch strikeout for George Foe. It's his second strikeout of the night. Of course, Foe comes into the game for the Kenosha Kingfish on the season, posting a ERA that's not all too shabby, a 5.82. It's at the lower portion of the list for Kenosha ERAs. First pitch that the new batter Bino sees is fouled off right side. 0-1. He would be second, or rather third to last on the ERA list for the Kingfish. However, for the Bullfrogs, to kind of put it into perspective, a 5.82 ERA, 0-1 pitch, swung on, ground ball right side, gets past the second baseman Warnke and into right field. First hit of the day for either team, and it comes off the bat of Bino. But as I was saying, a 5.82 ERA for the Bullfrogs would have him sitting right in the middle of the ERA. In fact, a 5.82 ERA is what the team averages on the season. Not the best ERA by any means, and that's why they've struggled this season. Kenosha Kingfish as a team posting a 3.18 ERA. Of course, they're second in the South Division currently. Bullfrogs currently sit at 7th after last night's win. New batter Willie Bourbon digs in, playing first base today for the Bullfrogs. Bourbon out of Northwestern University. Bourbon this past season for the Wildcats would have his struggles at the plate. In 37 starts would bat .164 and have 12 RBIs. However, the year before last as a freshman, he would hit .254. So he has the ability to get it done at the plate. Just a matter of bats and time, of course. Nonetheless, an 0-1 count. Kyle Bino takes a lead over at first. An 0-1 pitch is swung on. It's a hot shot grounder to the second baseman, Warnke. And Willie Bourbon scrambles in over to first base. No throw from Troike at shortstop, as the Kingfish can't turn the double play, but they get the leadoff runner in Bourbon, or Bino. So Bourbon outs at second. Willie Bourbon now standing over at first after the fielder's choice, and Brad Hamilton will square in. The catcher on the season for the Bullfrogs has the best batting average on the team. He stands in, and Foe stares him down. Throws back to first. Bourbon slides back in safely. Brad Hamilton batting .324 for the Bullfrogs. In 19 games has recorded 23 hits, 9 RBIs, 6 walks, and 3 hit by pitches. Leads the team in that category, actually. Throw back over to first. Bourbon slides back in safely. Hamilton does not lead the team in hits. That honor would go to Aaron Pleshner, who in 27 games has 31 hits. Of course, the Bullfrogs have played in 29 games this season. Pleshner playing in 27 of those. Pleshner close to the top of the league leaderboards in at-bats. Throw back to first. Bourbon gets back again, as George Foe's a little worried about the Northwestern product. Have not seen Bourbon take off all too often in this one, however. An 0-1 count here. Brad Hamilton waves his lumber around, and Foe deals in the 0-1. It's a fastball that runs low, a 1-1 count. There's 2 outs on the board. Bourbon stands over at first. He takes his lead, and Foe comes set. Hamilton awaits, and the 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed, 1-2. Hamilton brings his own lumber to Green Bay. Has an all-black bat. Of course, the Bullfrogs have supplied just your average off-white color. Lumbered color, I should say. 1-2 pitch, runs low and away. Bourbon off from first, throw down to second in time. It's a pitch that gets away from Nick Zoris, scrambles to find it, and so Bourbon trying to take off for second. Zoris is able to find it in time and get Bourbon out at second in plenty of time. That'll do it for the second inning. On to the third frame we go. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Bullfrogs tied up with the Kingfish 0-0. Stay tuned.
Do you feel like you're paying too much for your medication? Stop in at O'Connell Pharmacy and see our pharmacist, Ron or Poom, about our cost minimization program. We can save you some money. The O'Connell Pharmacy, our family helping your family.
We all want to be self-sufficient, whether it's fixing projects at home, whether it's changing the oil on the car, or maybe even keeping your checkbook balanced. But when it comes to income taxes, trust me, you don't want to do it yourself. You don't want to do it with someone that just does it 3 months a year as a little sideline job. You need to work with a proactive 24/7 CPA firm that can actually get you results and keep more money in your pocket. Pick up the phone today, 715-735-0583.
Hello and welcome back to Joanne Stadium here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. My name is Noah Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs, about to get underway with the third frame, where the Frogs are tied up with the Kenosha Kingfish 0-0. Jonathan Pendergast still out on the mound for the Bullfrogs. He's pitched well so far in this one. Has not allowed a walk or a hit in this one. Has struck out 3 along the way. Due up for the Kenosha Kingfish will be Ben Troike, Anthony Warnicki, and Connor Doyle. Troike, the shortstop today for the Kenosha Kingfish. Troike comes into the game for the Kingfish, reporting a batting average that's not too shabby. Has batted quite well this year for the Kenosha Kingfish as he watches a fastball run high and inside 1-0. The 1-0 pitch to him is swung on. It's a fly ball into dead center. Tracking back is Troy Johnston. Gets underneath of it and makes the grab for the first down. 1 up, 1 down. That will bring up Anthony Warnicki, the second baseman. I'm curious as to see if this wet grass will play a factor in this game. Of course, as you watch Troy Johnston track back in a dead sprint, when he starts to slow down, you're almost worried that he might slip and fall out there. First pitch into the new batter, Warnicki, is fouled away left side. 0-1. Anthony Warnicki out of San Diego City Community College. The right-handed thrower, left-handed batter, stands in. Watches the 0-1 run inside and low for a ball. 1-1 count here with an out on the board. Warnicki this past season at San Diego City would have an absolute unbelievable year. I know that term is used almost too often to describe too many things in sports, but I think with Warnicki, it is worth mentioning. 2-1 pitch, runs high, a 3-1 count. As Warnicki at San Diego Community College would not even be close to the competition out there. Would have been .400 on the season, lead his conference in hits, RBIs, walks, and stolen bases. 2-1 pitch, swung on, fouled away left side, a 2-2 count. 19 stolen bases this past season for San Diego City Community College and led his team in, I think, every single category. Of course, led the conference in almost all of them, as mentioned. But he stands in, takes a cut at the 2-2 pitch. It's a line drive to left field that drops fair. It gets into the corner over by the Bud Light Beach Club. In fact, bounces off of the corner of it. In the left fielder out there, Mikey Falia has to throw it back in, and Anthony Warnicki gets the first hit of the day for the Kenosha Kingfish. It's a double out into left field. They have a runner in scoring position now with an out on the board. It's a liner that just falls in fair territory as well, just about 2 feet to the right of that left field line. Bounces a couple of times before it bounces off the corner of the Beach Club out there. And it's called the Beach Club for a reason. If you're not familiar with Joanne Stadium, there's literally a beach out there. There's sand and a fire pit and some beach chairs out there to hang out on. First pitch that the new batter, Connor Doyle, sees is a fastball that swung on and missed, 0-1. Pendergast reaching all the way up to 87 on that one. Has one of the strongest arms for this Bullfrogs team. Warnke takes a lead from second, and Pendergast comes set. The righty stares him down out there and deals then the breaking ball that finds the zone. A little bit of spin on that one from Pendergast. Fools Doyle. An 0-2 count now. Doyle comes into the game for the Kingfish, reporting a .289 batting average. The right-handed batter stands in and awaits Pendergast's deal. Doyle out of San Diego University. Pendergast deals in the 0-2 and swung on a slow grounder to Aaron Pleshner at short. Picks it up on the run, throws it across the field. No, he does not. Elects not to, and probably the right decision by Pleshner. It's a slow grounder to him by the time he gets it in his glove and makes the transfer. Connor Doyle had used his speed to get all the way over to first. He was already a step off the bag by the time Pleshner had it in his hand, so he elects not to throw it. If Pleshner does elect to throw that there and it gets past Willie Bourbon, then it's going to be an easy run for the Kingfish. Warnke's going to come across to score. So not a bad decision by Aaron Pleshner. However, the Kingfish, with a couple of hits in a row here, they now have runners on the corners at first and third. Chris Bonso, the outfielder, digs in now. First pitch he sees, he swings at it and misses. It was a breaking ball that got all the way down into the dirt, an 0-1 count. Chris Bonso, the left fielder today for the Kingfish, out of Iowa Western Community College. Another one of those guys that just tore up the JUCO scene. Batted .400 this past season with a .529 on base percentage. 0-1 pitch, swung on, fouled away, right side. He falls behind the count, 0-2. Of course, Bonso more than capable of playing for a Division I program wherever he wants to play, as you can imagine with those numbers. But he would transfer into Iowa Western out of Louisville. Takes a cut of the 0-2 pitch. It's a ground ball to Pleshner. Underhand to Smith. Throw to first. Not in time. Run comes across for the Kingfish. Bullfrogs try to turn two to end the inning, but can't. It was a little awkward. Aaron Pleshner gets the ball just beyond the second base bag over there at shortstop. Underhand tosses it to the second baseman, Riley Smith, who stepped on the bag and kind of sidearmed it, trying to not make contact with the runner that slid in and Connor Doyle, and it's enough to disrupt the throw. It's not on target and was not in time. Bonso gets the fielder's choice RBI for the Kingfish. They take a 1-0 lead. New batter Cameron Comer stands in and watches a fastball that finds the outside lower portion of the plate, an 0-1 count. So Bonso stands over at first, and Anthony Warnke comes across to score. Kingfish take a 1-0 lead here. We're in the top of the third inning. A 1 pitch just misses the zone. A good pitch from Pendergast. A 1-1 count with 2 outs on the board now. Bullfrogs looking for this third out here, as they have struggled this season when going down, but here recently have managed to come back into games where they go down early. 1-1 pitch, Bonso off from first. Hamilton throw down to second in time. Hamilton uses the force on that one. How you like that? It's Star Wars night. Lasered one down there. Something out of Star Wars. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
So that you're eating at home tired and worn out, it just doesn't have its stuff anymore. Its toppings are low and inside while the cheese is chin music. The time has come, friends, to make the switch. Make the call to the Brew Pub Bullpen. Bring in the relief and get the win with Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizzas. Made with premium toppings, then smothered in over half a pound of fresh 100% Wisconsin-made mozzarella cheese, Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizzas are the ingredients for a great time. Find us online at brewpubpizza.com, on Facebook at Brew Pub Pizza, or follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Brew Pub Pizza. Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizza, the ingredients for a great time.
American Inn Lodge and Suites Green Bay West is the ideal location for your next stay, whether you're traveling for business or pleasure. They are proud to provide the amenities you want most and deliver them at the highest level possible, starting with comfortable, quieter guest rooms. Welcome to genuine American hospitality.
welcome back to Green Bay, Wisconsin. Bottom of the third inning, it is a dreary day here at Joanne Stadium, but we're playing baseball, so how bad can it be? Bullfrogs trail the Kingfish 1-0 here in the bottom of the third inning. The breeze has kind of come to a standstill. The rain has as well. It's just really cloudy and kind of mucky out. The lights are on. It's a nice evening. I think if you really put it into perspective for how gross it was all day, just a steady downpour all day, and then they kind of set a sign and were able to play some baseball. Brad Hamilton squares in, takes a cut at the first pitch of the season. It's a fly ball deep into right field. That's striking back at the warning track, and it's off the wall. Brad Hamilton rounding first. He's going for two, and he'll get there standing up. It's a lead-off double in the bottom of the third inning, and the Bullfrogs with their first runner in scoring position. That will bring up the new batter for the Bullfrogs, the newcomer, and Riley Smith. Smith, the second baseman, batting in the 9-hole for the Bullfrogs out of Minnesota University. So new to this team, I don't even have my notes out on them yet. Smith, of course, out of Minnesota, grew up in a Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. George Foe deals in the first pitch to him. It's swung on. It's a ground ball to the second baseman, Anthony Warnicki. Makes the backhanded grab and throws it across the field over to first base, where Derek Bengard makes the grab for the first out. It's enough to move Brad Hamilton over to third, however. So that ground ball, almost works as a sacrifice bunt in my eyes, as now Hamilton 90 feet away from scoring for the Bullfrogs. That'll bring up Mikey Falia. Falia, the left fielder tonight for the Bullfrogs, in the leadoff spot for the Frogs. He digs in here, the right-handed batter out of UC Irvine. Stands in and awaits the offering from Foe. Swung on, ground ball to the third baseman. Throw home in time. Brad Hamilton can't do anything but run straight into the tag, and he's frustrated after that one as well, as he struts back to the dugout. Mikey Falia hits into the fielder's choice. Kind of almost gives a look back over to Chris Sabo. I don't know if he called him in or not, or if he gave Brad Hamilton the green light to do whatever he wanted to. But the throw home was in plenty of time. Give credit to Tim Millard. He's the guy that makes the play. It's a ground ball straight to him. He fields it cleanly and makes the throw right on time and on target. Bullfrogs with a missed opportunity there. You got to think that if Falia hits that ball anywhere besides straight to the third baseman, that one could probably be a run for the Bullfrogs. But Falia now stands over at first base, and Ben Hart stands in, watches a ball run high for the first pitch he sees, 1-0. Bullfrogs with now one hit on the day, or rather two after the double by Brad Hamilton. Runner off from first and Falia. Ben Hart takes a huge cut at the 1-0 pinch, nearly pulled a homer there. He's a little later on that one. That's probably over the Pizza Ranch sign out there by the left field pole, but he pulls it just a bit too far, and it's actually nearly hits off of the Bud Light Brew House out there past the Bud Light Beach Club that's on the left side. So Hart stands back in with a 1-1 count. 2 outs on the board, and Falia over at first. He took off on the last pitch. Throw back to first as Foe's worried about him now, but he gets back safely standing up. Ben Hart's out of Oakland University, where this past season for the Golden Grizzlies would have been just around 200. Doing a bit better than that here in Green Bay as Falia's off from first. Throw down from the catcher. Not in time. Falia slides in safely, getting underneath of the tag from Warnicki. It was a solid throw from Nick Zoris. However, it's not in time. Warnicki tries to slap down the tag on the helmet of Falia, but the scrappy outfielder gets in safely. So runner in scoring position now with 2 outs on the board. Falia's got enough speed that if Hart can manage a base hit into the outfield, he could score from second. George Foe comes set, the lefty. Deals in the 2-1 pitch. It's outside for ball 3. Hitters count now, 3 balls and a strike. Of course, the Bullfrogs managed a victory against this Kenosha Kingfish team last night. 8-5 in a 4-hour contest. It was a long one. 3-1 pitch into Hart, runs inside corner for strike 2. Moves it to a full count, and that was close. A great pitch from George Foe. So a full count now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs on the board and a runner over at second in Falia. Ben Hart stands in, crouch stance, and awaits. Payoff pitch outside for ball 4, and Ben Hart will get on base over at first. So the second walk of the day from George Foe as Ben Hart gets in over at first. That will bring up the shortstop, Aaron Pleschner. Aaron Pleschner, of course, on the season for the Bullfrogs, batting around 296 or so. Just around that 300 mark all throughout the season. First pitch he sees is a fastball that finds the zone 0-1. Aaron Pleschner finds himself playing shortstop day in and day out for the Bullfrog. Has played in every game except for 2. His team relies heavily on the shortstop out of San Jose State. Falia takes a lead from second. The 0-1 offering into Aaron Pleschner runs low, as the first one was a fastball that found the zone. A 1-1 count here with 2 outs on the board. Tanner Poole stands on deck. Aaron Pleschner steps out, does his pre-at-bat ritual, and stands back in. Falia takes a lead from second. Hart does from first. 1-1 delivery. Swung on. That one's popped up and away. 1-2. Aaron Pleschner almost looked frustrated after swinging at that one. He'll step out and readjust his batting helmet. Talked about how Pleschner in the top of the leaderboards in at-bats this season. Sure enough, he's in the top 20. The right-handed batter stands in. The left-handed pitcher, George Foe, stares him down. Deals in the 1-2. It's swung on. It's a fly ball into right. Foul territory. Nobody can get there, though. Falls into the grass over there by the bullpen of the Bullfrogs on the right side, which sits just in front of the Liney's deck out there, the beer garden here at Joanne Stadium. Historic Joanne Stadium. This stadium dates back all the way to 1929 and hosted the Pittsburgh Pirates, who played a game here back in 1935. And many minor league teams have made this their home over the course of baseball history. Home to the Bullfrogs now. Falia off from third. Throw to second's not there either. Mikey Falia takes off for third. Aaron Pleschner just kind of stands there, puts his bat up in the air, trying not to get out of the way of the catcher, Nick Zorse. Doesn't get in his way, but Zorse unable to find the ball right away, and by the time he was able to throw it over to third, Falia was sliding in. That's when he looked up and saw Ben Hart was sliding into second. Throw down over there, not in time. 2 runners in scoring position now. The 2-2 pitch to Pleschner swung on and fouled away right side. Will stay at 2-2 with 2 outs on the board. So 2 runners in scoring position now in the bottom of the 3rd inning as the Bullfrogs try to get their bats alive. Last night would have a great day at the plate. 15 hits and 8 runs. One of their best offensive showings throughout the season. Pleschner stands in, a 2-2 count. George Foe deals to him. Swung on, it's a ground ball up the middle of the field. Second baseman Warnicki, backhand throw to first in time. What a play from the second baseman. Warnicki backhands the ball, running to his right, turns around, hop and throws in the air, gunning out Aaron Pleshner at first, beating him by a step. And that's not an easy play to make, especially with the speedster in Pleshner. Pleshner can't make it an infield singer, and the Bullfrogs leave two stranded. We're going to move on to the fourth inning. The Bullfrogs trail by 1-0. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
It's the best time of the year to update your ride. NEW Credit Union's Super Summer Loan Sale. From July 10th to 28th, get super low rates as low as 2.49% annual percentage rate.
To jumpstart the big event, from July 10th to the 16th, you can find your perfect car, truck, or SUV from a selection brought in by trusted local dealers right to our credit union offices in O'Connell Falls, Oconto, and Surrey. Compare them side by side, or you can also visit a participating dealer and see their expanded selection.
Call NEW Credit Union for details at 800-924-1250. That's 800-924-1250. Get up to 100% financing during the Super Summer Loan Sale.
Borrower must meet NEW Credit Union membership eligibility and creditworthy requirements. All loans subject to approval. Example of repayment would be a monthly payment of about $17.75 per $1,000 borrowed for 60 months. Federally insured by the NCUA. Super Summer Loan Sale at NEW Credit Union. Get ready to own it!
Hello and welcome back to Joe Annie Stadium here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Frogs trail 1-0 at top of the fourth inning. Jonathan Pendergast still out on the bump for the Bullfrogs. The right-handed pitcher deals in a fastball that swung on and missed. Cameron Comer can't get around to it in time. An 0-1 count. Comer on the day 0 for 1. He's one of the 4 strikeout victims, or rather 3 for Pendergast. An 0-1 pitch from Pendergast is outside. That finds the corner right across the belt. Outside, 0-2. Just as a reminder, as we're back here on the broadcast, you can follow us on Twitter at GB Bullfrogs. 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed, gets away from Brad Hamilton. He can't find it. Picks it up, throws it to first, and that time it's in time. Nearly another dropped strike 3 base runner for the Kingfish. As that one got away from Hamilton as well, his glove actually comes off of his hand, and he thought that the ball was underneath of it. And so the glove is sitting on the dirt. His mask is as well. He throws his mask to the side, thinking the ball is underneath there. Then he picks up the glove, thinking it's underneath there. Not there either, Brad. But then he finds it finally and makes the throw over to first in time. Derek Bangert swings at the first pitch he sees from Pendergast, and it's a skyrocketed pop-up that finally comes down into the glove of Mikey Falia out in left field. He had managed to run over about 20 yards or so over near the left field line. 2 up, 2 down, just like that. And now 4 strikeouts on the night for Jonathan Pendergast. That'll bring up Tim Millard, the third baseman, with 2 outs on the board. Millard, he would be the guy that would get over to first base off of the drop third strike. First pitch to him's a fastball that swung on and fouled away right side. An 0-1 count. Last night, as mentioned, the Frogs would go down 4-0 in the game. They would manage to come back and win 8-5. Their largest deficit that they've came back from all season. 0-1 pitch, swung on and missed, 0-2. As Tim Miller, the beer batter, now falls behind in the count. The Bullfrogs, of course, a game before in Lakeshore would go down in that game 3-0. And at the time, that was their largest deficit they had ever came back from. So twice now, the Bullfrogs have managed to come back and grab the win. 0-2 pitch runs well high and inside. In fact, Hamilton has to stand up to catch it. A 1-2 count. Tim Millard steps out, readjusts his belt, and stands back in. Millard awaits. Pendergast deals. The 1-2 pitch is swung on, a skyrocketed foul ball left side, past even the brew house over there near the ticket office out there near the main parking lot. A little shout out to, of course, those interns and Jeremy, who works out there in the ticket booth. 1-2 pitch runs low in the dirt and moves the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jeremy and Alyssa, of course, out there, avid listeners to the broadcast. Brad Hamilton sits behind the plate now, and Pendergast comes set. Rocks away and sends in the 2-2. It's swung on, popped up behind the plate, and it's going to land on top of the awning here. Behind home plate. In fact, it doesn't. He made it past into the park here behind us. I'm curious as if there's someone that goes out there and gets all those foul balls every day. Because there are a lot that go behind the stadium here that no fan's able to get to. The 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball runs low. A great pitch from Pendergast. Millard almost started walking back to the dugout and realized, oh, I just got another shot here. And then he stands back in. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes and 2 outs on the board. There's nobody on at top of the 4th inning. Pendergast sends in the payoff. Check swing. Brad Hamilton wants an appeal. Doesn't get it. It was in the dirt. Ball 4. The first walk of the day Pendergast has allowed. So Millard over at first after the walk, and Nick Zorst, the catcher, will now dig in. His last time out would fly out to the second baseman in Riley Smith. Of course, this Kenosha team stacked with talent at the catcher position. In fact, 3 of their top 5 batters on the year, if you just look at batting average, are catchers. First pitch that Zor sees takes a huge cut but misses. He was late. 0-1. Fastball that reaches 88. Of course, Zor's batting .313. Comer at .385. The 0-1 pitch swung on. That one's fouled away back right side into the park. That time Pendergast reaches 90. Nice having the pitch speed up here in Green Bay. Gives you an idea of who's got the stuff and who quite does not. Nick Zorst down in the count here. No balls and 2 strikes. There's a runner over at first. We're here in the top of the 4th with the Bullfrogs trail 1-0. The 0-2 pitch swung on. That one's fouled back. Zorst stays alive. Of course, Wilkinen has played in just 4 games for the Kingfish, but is batting .286. Wilkinen did get the nod at the beginning of the day, but there was a mix-up with who was going to be the starter for the Bullfrogs, some miscommunication, and so when they found out it's going to be a right-handed pitcher instead of a left, they changed it up. 0-2 pitch gets away from Brad Hamilton as well as the pitcher in Pendergast. Into the backstop, the runner off from first. Brad Hamilton runs back to go pick it up, and it lands in another puddle as this backstop for the Bullfrogs, really probably the only place that really has a hard time draining. There's some drains out there, but they kind of sit above ground level, so it's kind of tough to get any of the water out of that area. So there are a couple of puddles back there in the backstop, but the field looks good. A little wet spot by third, that's kind of it. A 1-2 pitch, breaking ball that runs high. Evens the count. Deuce is wild here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. A couple of outs and a runner over at second. Zor stands in, the righty. He awaits the offering from Pendergast, who sends it to him. Swung on and missed. Strike 3 leaves a runner stranded over at third. It's the 5th strikeout victim of the day for Pendergast. That'll do it for the top of the 4th inning. On to the bottom half we go as we have a pitcher's duel. Stay tuned. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
If you don't know everything about insurance, you'll profit from the knowledge and experience at the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, 113 North Main Street, downtown Oconto Falls. You'll benefit from their thorough analysis of the insurance that you really need. They'll recommend the companies and policies that are the best for you. At the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, they specialize in complete coverage of all your insurance needs. Call the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, 113 North Main Street, downtown Oconto Falls.
Attention pizza lovers, have you tried a brewpub pizza? Designed to be the best of the best pub pizzas ever made, every brew pub Lots of Matza pizza is made with your favorite premium meats and veggies and topped with over a half pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Brewpub Lots of Matza pizzas are made right here in Wisconsin. Brewpub Lots of Matza pizzas are available at your local grocer and tavern. Check Brewpub Pizzas out at facebook.com/brewpubpizza and get more details at brewpubpizza.com. Brewpub Lots of Matza pizzas, official frozen pizza of the Green Bay Bullfrogs.
Hello and welcome back to historic Joanne Stadium here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. About to get underway with the bottom of the fourth inning. It's still George Foe out on the bump for the Kenosha Kingfish as he has pitched a good one thus far for the Fish. So far on the night, he has pitched 3 complete innings for the Kingfish, has allowed just 2 hits, has walked 2 and struck out 2. Looking for a couple more here in the bottom of the fourth to give his Kenosha Kingfish an opportunity to pad their lead as they lead 1-0. Leading off here in this bottom fourth inning for the Bullfrogs will be Tanner Poole as the 4, 5, 6 batters are due. Tanner Poole, the right fielder, tonight would hit into a fielder's choice his last time up. He stands in, the right-handed hitter out of Mississippi State, watches the first one go by, 1-0. Poole rocks back and deals, or rather awaits, after the 1-0 and misses. A 2-0 count now. Poole stands in, waits patiently. Foe deals in the 2-0 pitch, check swing. It found the inside portion by the knees of Tanner Poole. A 2-1 count. Foe wastes no time and deals in the 2-1. That one's in there as well, evens the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes just like that. No outs on the board as we're here in the bottom of the fourth inning where the Frogs have a 1-0 lead. 2-2 pitch, runs low. Got ourselves a full count here for the leadoff batter and Tanner Poole. Just as a reminder, you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at GB Bullfrogs and check out the online program at bullfrogsprogram.com. The payoff pitch is swung on. It's a skyrocketed pop-up in shallow center. Center fielder Connor Doyle runs underneath of it and makes the grab on the run, in fact, in shallow center out there just beyond second base. First batter retired. That will bring up Troy Johnston, the center fielder.
Number 2, Troy Johnston.
Johnson, the left-handed hitter out of Gonzaga University, playing center field tonight for the Bullfrogs. Stands in. His last time up would go down swinging. Watches the first one go by for a ball, a 1-0 count now. Troy Johnston out of Washington this past season for Gonzaga University, I think, made nearly a freshman All-American year. Campaign, I should say. As the 1-0 pitch is outside of 1-1. However, was not selected. But he would bat .323 in his first year out there in the West Coast Conference. 1-1 pitch, swung on and missed. 1-2. Johnson frustrated when he comes back around, slams his bat into the dirt. Takes a deep breath and stands back in. Comes set and awaits. George Foe stands in, rocks back and deals the 1-2. It's outside for a ball. Umpire thought about ringing up Johnson there. You could kind of see him start to sway, but he realized it was just outside of the plate. 2-2. Foe deals in the 2-2 pitch. Swung on a ground ball right side to the first baseman, and it's off his glove. Derek Bengert can't hold on to it, and so Troy Johnston gets in over to first over there, and that will go down as an E3 as the first baseman, Derek Bengert, kind of had a pretty easy play at it. It's a ground ball straight to him. Goes to make the glove on it. Of course, across his body, granted, but it hits off the bottom of his mitt and kind of just lays into the dirt and gets away from him. And Bengert can't do anything but awkwardly go chase after it. And it puts Troy Johnston on over at first. Kyle Bino stands in and belts a line drive into left. Tracking back is the left fielder Bonzo, and it's over his head off the warning track. Tanner pulls, rounding second. He's going to be held up over at third after an impressive throw from Bonzo comes in. That might have been in time to get Johnson, unsure, but nonetheless, Kyle Bino, after struggling here recently at the plate for the Bullfrogs, off to a great start tonight. Launches the first pitch he sees deep into left field over the head of Chris Bonzo. That bounced off the warning track and hit the Bud Light sign out and left, square in the middle of the wall. Troy Johnson rounds second and gets all the way over to third after the double, and Kyle Bino now stands at second. So 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out on the board, and Willie Bourbon, the first baseman, will dig in. The left-handed hitter out of Northwestern University. Bourbon on the day hit into her fielder's choices last time up. So after an E3 and a double, 2 in scoring position. Bourbon watches the first one go by, a breaking ball that runs low, 1-0. Bourbon stands in, draws an X with his bat, and awaits. He was featured in the Daily Frog today, a story about his walk-off home run about 2 weeks ago against Kalamazoo. Takes a cut at the 1-0 pitch, just gets underneath of it and fouls it back into a puddle back here in the backstop. 1-1. Keep saying puddles, but really that's the only place that there are any here on the backstop behind home plate. But Bourbon steps out and steps back in now. Waves his lumber around and awaits. The 1-1 pitch to him is swung on, and that one's fouled back as well. 1 ball and 2 strikes on the board now with an out on the board. There's 2 runners in scoring position. Kyle Bino at second, and Troy Johnston over at third. Johnson gets some advice from head coach and 3-time All-Star Chris Sabo and takes his lead. Willie Bourbon awaits. The left-handed batter stands in. The 1-2 pitch from Foe is swung on. It's a little slicer left side, foul territory, and trying to make a Sports Center type catch is Tim Millard as he dives, goes airborne, and tries to make a barehanded grab at it out there in foul territory. Would have been impressive if he could have done it, but the ball was probably 2 yards out of reach for him. I'd like to say it was close, but it really wasn't all that close out there on the left side. Kind of falls on his face and gets wet afterward. You can kind of see him laughing out there on the base pass with his teammates. Nonetheless, Bourbon stands back in. The 1-2 pitch to him, swung on. It's a line drive in a dead center. Troy Johnson tags up at third. He's going home. The throw from center field is out. It's in time. Troy Johnston slid in. It looked like got underneath of the tag. The home plate umpire didn't have the best look at it as he was behind the catcher, Nick Zoris. Just looked around to make sure Zoris had the ball and then called him out. It was a solid attempt for the Bullfrogs to try to get a run across, but can't convert. They leave 2 stranded after Troy Johnson slides into the plate, and that will do it here for the 4th inning. Frogs can't get on the board. They trail the Kingfish 1-0. Stay tuned for the 5th inning. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
Tri-City Glass and Doors, locally owned and family operated, and has been since 1960, specializing in commercial glass projects and automotive glass repair. Having grown up right here in Northeast Wisconsin, Tri-City understands your needs and wants to be the residential glass and door professionals you can count on. They're here for your family in all of life stages, from building an addition on your home for your newborn to applying Aquapel to your new driver's car. Additionally, they are locally owned, so there's no hoops to jump through. You can call them or come in at any time to talk directly to one of their glass and door experts.
Just like a great coach, State Farm agents Margie Dahl and Oconto and Paul Huberty and Lena can help you develop a game plan for your insurance needs. Whether it's car, home, life, health, or business, agents Margie Dahl and Paul Huberty can help you find the affordable coverage you need. When your life and goals change, agents Margie Dahl and Paul Huberty will be there to help you adjust your insurance game plan with a free family insurance checkup. So for all your insurance needs, call on a winner. State Farm agents Margie Dahl at 834-5151 and Paul Huberty at 829-5555.
Hello and welcome back to Green Bay, Wisconsin, here at historic Joanne Stadium. My name's Nolan Knight, voice of the Frogs, about to get underway with the fifth frame where the Bullfrogs trail the Kenosha Kingfish 1-0. It has been a pitcher's duel tonight. Pendergast has been solid out on the mound for the Frogs. He's got 5 strikeouts in the game already. First pitch he throws to the new batter, Mike Madej, finds the zone. Madej watches it go by, an 0-1 count. Madej on the day is 0 for 1, would fly out to left his last time up. Stands in with an open stance. The left-handed hitter watches the 0-1 pitch go by, a fastball high and outside. 1-1. Madej stands in and awaits. Gives a little check swing, and Pendergast comes set. From the hit, rocks back and deals in the 1-1. It's swung on. It's a chopper right side. Foul. That just makes it over the fence, in fact. And so a souvenir for somebody over there near Jeremiah the Bullfrog, the mascot for the Bullfrogs. Of course, a scattered crowd here tonight in Green Bay, as you can imagine, for the type of weather that we had today. But those that are here enjoying the game, it's a good one. 1-2 pitch, runs high and outside, brings the count to 2-2 with no outs on the board. Mike Benet stands in and awaits. The 2-2 pitch swung on, chopper right side. That one's foul as well. A grounder over towards the bullpen of the Bullfrogs. Mike Benet comes in to the game for the Kenosha Kingfish, supporting a batting average of just around 250 or so. The 2-2 pitch to him, outside for a ball, a full count. Of course, 250 or so earlier in this season, back when the Bullfrogs would face off against them the first time. Since then, however, he would have his struggles. Now, in this at-bat, comes into the game supporting a batting average of just 135. So he's really tampered off since. The payoff pitch swung on, that one's fouled off, and so now a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes, no outs on the board. But his last time up, as mentioned, would fly out to left field. Madej out of Purdue University, where he started 55 games this past season for the Boilermakers. The payoff pitch comes in, and it's strike 3, the 6th strikeout of the night for Jonathan Pendergast. 1 retired. So Pendergast continues his good pitching here into the 5th inning. 1 retired. It's off of a K. That'll bring up the 8-hole hitter, Ben Troike. The right-handed hitter awaits the offering from the right-handed pitcher. It's a breaking ball that falls low. A 1-0 count. Warnke comes, or rather Troike comes in the game batting .239. The 1-0 pitch runs inside for a ball. A 2-0 count now. Pitch runs high and inside. A 3-0 count now. 3 pitches and 3 balls after the strikeout. Pendergast rocks back and sends in the 3-0, and it runs high. So after a strikeout, Pendergast walks his second batter of the game. So runner at first here after the walk. That'll bring up Anthony Warnke, the second baseman. His last time out would belt a double and come around and score for the Kenosha Kingfish. It came off of an RBI fielder's choice from Chris Botso. And with a runner in scoring position, they look to add to their lead as they have a 1-0 lead. Warnke swings at the first pitch he sees. It's a fly ball into left center, and Mikey Falia is there to make the grab out there. Doing a solid job communicating with Troy Johnson out there, who had came all the way over to try to make the grab as well. 2 down. That will bring up the leadoff hitter for the Kenosha Kingfish, Connor Doyle. Doyle out of San Diego University this past season as a sophomore would hit .286 in 17 plate appearances. Played in 22 games back during his freshman campaign. Of course, California guy all the way through. Went to high school out there as well. Runner off from first. Throw down from Hamilton. Not in time as the runner over at first that had taken off, Ben Troike, gets there just underneath the tag. And so the Bullfrogs on the bad side of two close calls. Of course, Troy Johnson called out at the plate. And then that time, Ben Troike called in safe over at second. So just like that, now a runner in scoring position. However, Connor Doyle watched a strike go by. An 0-1 count here with 2 outs on the board. Warnke checks the runner at second and deals in the 0-2. It's outside and gets away from Hamilton. Throw from Hamilton's not there, as the runner from second had taken off for third after the ball got away from Hamilton. He did a solid job of blocking it, but a better job from Troike to be quick on his toes and take off from third, now just 90 feet away. So a 1-1 count here with 2 outs on the board. Connor Doyle stands in after the ball, and Pendergast takes a deep breath. Sends in the 2-2 pitch, and it runs low. Now a 2-1 offering for Doyle. There's been a couple of postponements around the league tonight. However, this one looks like we're going to get it in all the way through. Pendergast comes set, sends in the 2-1, swung on and missed, evens the count 2-2. 2 outs on the board and a runner over at first. We're here in the top of the 5th inning where the Bullfrogs trail 1-0. Pendergast, of course, as mentioned, coming into the ball game for the Green Bay Bullfrogs, would have his struggles on the year with a 5.4 ERA, but a 13-4 strikeout ratio coming into it. Since then, tonight has 5 Ks. The 2-2 pitch ran inside, and now a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes on the board. The Bullfrogs come into the game, of course, on a 2-game winning streak. The Kingfish came in with a 1-game into the series, that is, and then would lose last night's contest. Payoff pitch comes in, swung on and missed. 6th K on the day for Pendergast. He continues to deal for the Bullfrogs, leaves a runner over at third. Stay tuned. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
Honey, get the camera. Riley's rolling again.
That dog always gets excited up here at the cabin.
Riley loves the woods, don't you, Riley? Roll, Riley, roll. You getting this?
I'm getting it all. It's fabulous. But we can't upload it until we get home.
Right, no data connection up here.
Challenge.
Coach McCarthy?
Mason Crosby.
Switch to Cellcom, guys. Our coverage is great, whether you're out here or anywhere coast to coast.
Yeah, Riley's fans don't want to wait.
Now Riley's really on a roll.
At Cellcom, we've got you covered out in the country and all across the country. Cellcom, built for you.
Very athletic. I think we can use him on special teams.
But not to kick, right?
We'll see.
This summer at Cellcom, save $100 on a new LG G6, and we'll cover your cost to switch from another carrier. Cellcom, built for you. Activation, flex agreement, and data subscription required. Device trade-in required. Restrictions apply. Trademarks and names are property of their respective owners. Visit cellcom.com/save for complete details.
Hello and welcome back to Joanne Stadium here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. It'll still be Joe Foe out on George Foe. Joe Foe would be a heck of a name, but it's George Foe out there on the mound for the Kenosha Kingfish. Foe comes into the inning, has pitched 4 so far, allowing just 3 hits, has walked 2 and struck out 2. Due up for the Bullfrogs will be the 8-9 hitters, Brad Hamilton, Riley Smith, and Mikey Falia. The Frogs have managed to get base runners on. In fact, have put them in scoring positions, but have been called out at home plate twice tonight. Just missing out on a couple of runs. We'll see if those opportunities keep presenting themselves for the Bullfrogs here, as it has become almost quite the hazy Wednesday evening. Of course, some lower clouds have came in. It's almost foggy. Hamilton stands in and awaits the right-handed batter out of Kent State. Watches the first one go by for a ball, a 1-0 count. Brent Hamilton this past season for the Golden Flashes would have not the worst year. Starting 27 games in about 240. Watches the 1-0 pitch go by for a strike, 1-1. However, here in the Northwoods League, having a much better year than he did out in the MAC. Batting .333 coming into the at-bat. 1-1 pitch, runs inside corner for a strike, 1-2. Brad Hamilton, Chuck, swing at it, disagrees with the call from the home plate umpire, and stands back in. Gives him a long look, and they kind of exchange some words. 1-2 pitch, swung on, that one's fouled off right side. Over into the parking lot. As always, I think I need to start parking my car a little farther away out there on the parking lot on the right side. I think it's been target practice on my Mazda 6 out there. It's taking a beating. The 1-2 pitch, outside for a ball, evens the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Brad Hamilton, of course, son of the voice of the Cleveland Indians. Came up here and did some color commentary a few nights ago. 2-2 pitch, swung on, chopper to the third baseman Millard. Scoops it, throws it across the field, and tying off the bag. Brad Hamilton gets on base. Just beats out the throw from the third baseman, Tim Millard. However, it will be awarded an error against the Kenosha Kingfish. But it's a runner on base for the Bullfrogs. With no outs on the board, and the newcomer, Riley Smith, digs in. First pitch he sees, ground ball up the middle of the field, opportunity for a double play. Unassisted out at second, and a throw over to first is in time. It's a 6-3 double play for the shortstop, Ben Troike. Picks up the ground ball, takes 2 steps onto the bag, and throws it across the field over to first. Just like that, 2 outs on the board. George Foe has pitched great for the Kingfish thus far. Here with 4 2 innings, 2/3 innings so far in the contest, allowing just 2 hits. Has not allowed a run in the contest, has walked 2 and struck out 2. Or rather, 3 hits on the night. Mikey Falia now digs in with no outs on the board. The leadoff batter tonight for the Bullfrogs. Take a swing at the first pitch he sees and fouls it away right side, just past the first base bag. An 0-1 count. Mikey Falia comes into the at-bat, batting .344 for the Bullfrogs. He's a scrappy little player, just about 5'9", 5'10 or so. Smaller stature, just finished up his freshman year. Takes a cut at the 0-1 pitch. It's a ground ball to the second baseman, Anthony Warnicki, and it's a 4-3 out. Mikey Falia breaks his bat on that one, swinging at it, it sounded like. In fact, he did. And so that will do it here for the 5th inning. On to the 6th we go. The Bullfrogs trail by 1. We'll see if Pendergast can continue his good play out on the mound. 7 strikeouts thus far. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
When you're looking for the perfect game for your appetite, look no further than Brewpub Lots of Matza Pizzas. Made with premium meats and veggies, then topped with over half a pound of 100% fresh, real mozzarella cheese made right here in Wisconsin, every Brewpub Lots of Matza Pizza is a home run. Made with the hungry in mind, Brewpub pizzas are big, bold, and belong in the big leagues of the frozen pizza industry. Enjoy a delicious piece of Brewpub Lots of Matza Pizza right now from the concession stand, or pick one up at your local favorite grocery store. Brewpub Lots of Matza Pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
Did you know that we here at the O'Connell Pharmacy would mail your prescriptions to you? At the O'Connell Pharmacy, we would like to make things easy for you. The O'Connell Pharmacy, our family helping your family.
Hello and welcome back to historic Joe Annie Stadium here on Star Wars Night. The Bullfrogs trail the Kingfish, however, 1-0 here in the top of the 6th, and due up for the Kenosha Kingfish will be the left fielder, Chris Bonso. Bonso on the day, 0 for 2 with an RBI, would manage a fielder's choice RBI back in the 3rd inning. The lone RBI of the day, as a lone run would come across in that inning for the Kingfish. First pitch he sees outside for a ball, a 1-0 count. The 1-0 delivery. Swung on, a belted foul ball right side. That one's in the parking lot as well, it looks like. So again, I will cross my fingers on that one. A 1-1 count, no outs on the board. Chris Bonso stands in, the left fielder tonight. He awaits the delivery to him. Breaking ball, swung on and missed. 1-2, a nice pitch from Pendergast. Fools Bonso on that one. Bonso, of course, the transfer out of Louisville. Played this past season at Iowa Western. Likely will be making another transition to a new school here soon as the 1-2 pitch goes by for a ball. Evens the count, 2-2. Bonso comes into the game for the Kingfish, batting .275 on the year. 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Make it 8 strikeouts on the day for Pendergast. This guy has had a game. That'll bring up the new batter, Cameron Comer, the designated hitter, 0 for 2 on the day, as Jonathan Pendergast looks to make it a hat trick for Comer. Comer comes into the game, of course, the best batting average on the team. Batting .366 currently. First pitch he sees just misses the zone there. What a breaking ball from Pendergast. Umpire thought about calling that one a strike, you could tell, but it was inside for a ball, a 1-0 pitch. 1-0 count, rather. Comer stands in, the left-handed batter, supporting the shin guard on his right knee, or shin it would be, and misses outside. A 2-0 count now. 1 out on the board. Comer draws the X with his bat and awaits. The 2-0 pitch to him. Finds the zone. A fastball, 88 miles per hour. 2-1. Before the season, the coaching staff all agreed that Pendergast looked like the guy that was the most tuned. That he just needed some innings. It's pad his stats a bit. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Or rather, the scoreboard ahead of me there. That's the 2-2 count now. Press box next to us must be on the radio stream, of course, as if you're watching television. That was a bad reference there, wasn't it? Outside for a full count now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Of course, if you're watching on television, it's delayed. Radio's a bit faster. So they must be listening to the radio version as I watch the television version, ready to know that that one was a strike. But a full count here. Pendergast rocks back and sends in the payoff. Swung on and missed. Another K for Pendergast, make it 9. Cameron Comer now with the hat trick on the night. And remember, Comer was the guy that led this team in batting average coming into it, now with 3 strikeouts. Can't figure out Pendergast. Bangert will dig in and swing at the first pitch he sees. It's a fly ball in dead center. Troy Johnson out there in center can't make a read on it, and it drops in fair territory. Falia throw to second over the head of Smith and into the pitcher's glove of Pendergast for the double from Bangert. Would have been an easy out for Troy Johnston, but I'm going to say he lost it in the lights. You got to think he did, was tracking back out there all over the place. I couldn't tell whether it was the lights or if the wind was playing a trick on the ball or what happened, but Johnson out there in dead center almost just looks embarrassed, hands on his hip. Can't believe it. It was a pop-up almost right where he's standing right now, but it tracked back all the way close to the warning track, as he just couldn't find it in the lights. And now a runner at second with 2 outs on the board. Tim Miller digs in now, the right-handed batter. First pitch he sees, a fastball that's swung on. It's a fly ball in the left, and Mikey Falia will make the grab out there and end the inning. Pendergast gives up a hit, but it's not his fault. In fact, I don't think anyone's going to blame him for it, as the guy has 9 strikeouts on the night and 6 innings pitched. We're going to move to the bottom half of the inning where the Bullfrogs are going to look to tie it up. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
Honey, get the camera. Riley's rolling again.
That dog always gets excited up here at the cabin.
Riley loves the woods, don't you, Riley? Roll, Riley, roll. You getting this?
I'm getting it all. It's fabulous. But we can't upload it until we get home.
Right, no data connection up here.
Challenge.
Coach McCarthy?
Mason Crosby.
Switch to Cellcom, guys. Our coverage is great, whether you're out here or anywhere coast to coast.
Yeah, Riley's fans don't want to wait.
Now Riley's really on a roll.
At Cellcom, we've got you covered out in the country and all across the country. Cellcom, built for you.
Very athletic. I think we can use him on special teams.
But not to kick, right?
We'll see.
This summer at Cellcom, save $100 on a new LG G6, and we'll cover your cost to switch from another carrier. Cellcom, built for you. Activation, flex agreement, and data subscription required. Device trade-in required. Restrictions apply. Trademarks and names are property of their respective owners. Visit cellcom.com/save for complete details.
Hello and welcome back to Green Bay, Wisconsin, here at historic Joanne Stadium. It will still be the left-hander George Foe out on the mound here for the bottom of the 6th inning, and why not? He's pitched a great game here in what has been a pitcher's duel. Foe has pitched 5, allowed just 3 hits, has walked 2 and struck out 2, allowing no runs. Pendergast has allowed just 3 hits, has walked 2 but struck out 9, allowing 1 run. Ben Hart digs in, throws bunt, bunts it right back to the pitcher Foe. Picks it up with his left hand, throws it to first, but he's off the bag. It'll be an E1, and Ben Hart will get on over to first base. Wasn't the prettiest of bunts, you could say. Kind of hit off of the infield dirt, which helped Ben Hart a little bit as it kind of stops dead in its tracks. Would bounce a little 2 more times towards the mound. Foe would come pick it up with his left hand barehanded, throw it over to first. But the throw over to the first baseman and Bangert off the bag, and Ben Hart gets in safely. Runner at first now with no outs on the board, and Aaron Pleschner digs in. Right-handed hitter out of San Jose State shows bunt but pulls it back. An 0-1 count, and now the third baseman Millard will walk up, and it now stands off of the infield grass over by the third base bag. Aaron Pleschner steps out, gives a look over to his head coach and Chris Sabo, and stand back in. Foe comes set. The lefty stares down Hart and deals the 0-1. Swung on, ground ball to the second baseman Warnicki. Opportunity for double play. 4-6-3 in time. Just beating out Aaron Pleschner. That one was close. One of what has now been 3 very close calls, none of which going in the Bullfrogs' favor. Pleschner unable to beat out the double play, and just like that, 2 outs on the board here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Tanner Poole will now dig in, the right-handed batter out of Mississippi State. The right fielder tonight for the Bullfrogs stand in. Poole on the day 0 for 2 would hit into a fielder's choice. Back in the first inning and fly out to center his last time up. Watches the first one go by for a ball. It was a fastball outside, 1-0. Tanner Poole comes into the at-bat batting .281, has appeared in just a few games for the Bullfrogs, 8 to be exact. The 1-0 pitch to him. That one's just a bit high. 2 balls and no strikes. 2 outs on the board. Bullfrogs trail the Kingfish 1-0 here in the bottom of the 6th. 2-0 pitch. That one finds the zone. 2 balls and 1 strike now. Tanner Poole last night for the Bullfrogs would go 1 for 4 against the Kingfish. with a walk and a run. 2-1 pitch, swung on. It's a fly ball into shallow center. Connor Doyle gets underneath of it and almost puts his hands up while he's trying to find it, in a way almost to say, I can't find it. And then I guess finds it because he scrambles to his left a little while, bits more, and gets underneath of it. 3 up, 3 down. That'll do it here for the 6th inning. On to the 7th frame. Pendergast is going to come out. We'll see if he can continue. 9 strikeouts so far on the night. On to the 7th we go. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Frogs are in it, folks.
It's the best time of the year to update your ride. NEW Credit Union's Super Summer Loan Sale. From July 10th to 28th, get super low rates as low as 2.49% annual percentage rate.
To jumpstart the big event, from July 10th to the 16th, you can find your perfect car, truck, or SUV from a selection brought in by trusted local dealers right to our credit union offices in O'Connell Falls, Oconto, and Surrey. Compare them side by side, or you can also visit a participating dealer and see their expanded selections.
Call NEW Credit Union for details at 800-924-1250. That's 800-924-1250. Get up to 100% financing during the Super Summer Loan Sale.
Borrower must meet NEW Credit Union membership eligibility and creditworthy requirements. All loans subject to approval. Example of repayment would be a monthly payment of about $17.75 per $1,000 borrowed for 60 months. Federally insured by the NCUA. Super Summer Loan Sale at NEW Credit Union. Get ready to own it!
Hello and welcome back to historic Joanne Stadium. Bound to get underway with this 7th inning. Nick Zoris, the right-handed batter, deals in, and Peppergas deals him a pinch, as I should say stands in. But Zoris takes a huge cut at it and misses everything. 0-1. Pendergast on the night, 9 strikeouts as he deals in and breaking ball that runs low. An 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. 0-2 as the Kingfish continue to struggle to figure out this pitcher in Pendergast. Pendergast nods his head, rocks back, and deals in the 0-2. Swung on, it's a little blooper into shallow center, in fact just off the second base bag into the outfield grass, where the second baseman Willie Smith gets underneath of it and makes the grab for the first down. That'll bring up the new batter for the Kingfish, Mike Madej, the right fielder. On the day, Madej 0 for 2 with a strikeout. He's one of those 9 victims. First pitch that the right fielder sees is outside for a ball, a 1-0 count. Pendergast rocks back and sends in the 1-0 pitch. Swung on, a belting line drive deep into right. That's at the warning track, that's at the wall, and that's out of the stadium. A home run shot for Mike Madej. A solo shot that gives the Kingfish a 2-0 lead here in the top of the 7th inning. You hate to see it for Pendergast, almost because he has had such a good day. Allows a solo shot, however, and the Kingfish now with a 2-run lead here in the top of the 7th inning. The 8-hole we go, that'll be Ben Troike. Ben Troike on the day 0 for 1 with a walk. First pitch Troike sees is a fastball that runs low. In the dirt, a 1-0 count. Pendergast rocks back and sends in the 1-0. Fastball swung on. It's a pop-up just outside of the infield. Shortstop Aaron Pleschner gets underneath of it and makes the grab for the second out. 2 away. Pendergast now with 2 earned runs in the contest, but I think many people will give him a break for that homer here in the top of the 7th. But it's the second run for the Kingfish. A 2-0 game now for the Bullfrogs. Not in their favor, though. Anthony Warnicki digs in now, takes a swing at the first pitch he sees. It's a line driving to left that drops fair in front of the feet of Mikey Falia. And Warnicki over at first base now after the single. He's now 1 for 2. The lone Kingfish with a multi-hit day. Connor Doyle, the outfielder, now stands in. The right-handed pitcher, the leadoff batter as well, and the center fielder digs in. Shows bunt, but pops it back, past the press box here. An 0-1 count with 2 outs on the board. Connor Doyle, of course, out of San Diego University, which is home to hitting coach for the Bullfrogs, Mike Ramazzani. After last night's game, they caught up and talked for quite some time. 0-1 pitch, swung on and missed. 0-2. Pendergast rubs off the ball and comes set. The right-handed pitcher out of Pepperdine has pitched a great game. Has allowed 5 hits and 2 earned runs, however. Runner off from second. 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed. The 10th strikeout of the night for Pendergast. It will be the end of the night as well, and he will get a big handshake from his coach, Chris Sabo. Strikes out 10 batters, allows 2 walks and 2 earned runs, allowing just 10 hits. However, if the Bullfrogs can't come back around, he will get the loss. His night is done, however, as he reaches that 100 pitch mark. That will do it here for the top of the 7th inning. 7th inning stretch underway. Go grab your refreshment, folks, and come back, though, because the Bullfrogs are in this one. It'll be a new pitcher on the mound when the Frogs come back into it. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
Visiting teams and combinations are brought to you by American Inn Lodge and Suites, Green Bay West. For toll-free reservations, contact 800-634-3444. American Inn Lodge and Suites, Green Bay West. Welcome to genuine American Inn hospitality.
Do you need help organizing your medications? Stop in and see us at the O'Connell Pharmacy about our monthly bubble packing system. The O'Connell Pharmacy, our family helping your family.
Triangle Distributing is a diversified distributor of high-quality beverages that is focused on providing customer satisfaction, service with well-trained personnel that drives the market through teamwork, goals, and strong relationships.
Hello and welcome back to Green Bay, Wisconsin, here at historic Joe Annie Stadium. New pitcher on the mound, it'll be 41 for the Kenosha Kingfish. Of course, wearing that number 41 is a tall left-hander for the Kingfish. And Ben Lynham out of Parkland Community College. So far this season for the Kingfish, 0-0, has appeared in 5 games, has not recorded a save, has pitched 5 2/3 innings in those 5 games, allowing 7 strikeouts and walking 7. Has a 6.35 ERA. His last appearance, he would pitch to one batter, or rather would pitch an inning and, however, not record an out. Would allow a hit and 2 walks. Would not receive an earned run in that inning, however. He would be taken out in that one. The Kingfish would win that contest 5-2 against the Rockford Rivets. That coming back on June 22nd. But it's the bottom of the 7th inning, and due up for the Bullfrogs is Troy Johnston, as it will be the 5, 6, 7 hitters. Bullfrogs have just 2 hits on the day, one day off of a day where they would post 16 hits and 8 runs in a victory against the Kingfish, 8-5. They're in this one trailing by 2. First pitch Johnston sees, swings at it, fouls it away, back into the backstop, 0-1. Johnson stands in, the right-handed hitter out of Gonzaga. The 0-1 pitch to him is swung on and missed, 0-2. Johnson comes into the game for the Bullfrogs, supporting a .277 batting average. He's a guy that has many RBIs, however. 17 to be, in fact, leads the team by 7. The next closest would be Benio with 10. 0-2 pitch, swung on. It's a line drive out into right, and it will drop at the feet of the right fielder in a Mike Madej. The fourth hit of the day for the Bullfrogs, as the scoreboard's one hit behind on us here. But it's the first of the day for Troy Johnston, and he manages it here in the bottom of the 7th inning. That'll bring up Kyle Benio, who has been the brightest spot for the Bullfrogs in this one. He's 2 for 2. Benio stands in, the right-handed hitter out of Youngstown State. Leads this Bullfrogs team in home runs with 4, and as mentioned, second on the team in RBIs with 10. Kyle Benio comes into the game batting 192 for the Frogs. Has struggled, but as mentioned, 2 for 2 tonight. He stands in and awaits the offering from the new pitcher. The delivery to him is outside. It's a ball, a 1-0. Of course, the new pitcher out on the mound, as mentioned, is Ben Lynham. Lynham out of Parkland Community College, where he redshirted this past season as a freshman. The 1-0 pitch runs high, a 2-0 count now. Lynham, of course, actually out of Batavia High School, where he pitched with the starter for last night's Kenosha Kingfish team, Mitch Boyer. Of course, Boyer got the loss last night against the Bullfrogs. Noah Miller would get the win for the Frogs. 2-0 pitch, swung on. That one's fouled back into the backstop. A 2-1 count now with no outs on the board. Runner over at first, and Troy Johnston after he managed a single to lead off the inning. Lynham has struggled at times on the mound for the Kingfish. The left-hander deals in the 2-1. Swung on and missed, evens the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes as the Bullfrogs are trying to make a run here in the South Division. Of course, coming into the game, they're 7th in the league. Of course, the league being the South Division at 11-17. They do support the biggest winnings or longest winning streak in the South, but granted, it's just 2 wins. 2-2 pitch, swung on, fouled back over towards the dugout of the Frogs. We'll stay at 2-2. As the South Division has gone back and forth here over the past day or so, the longest other winning streaks would be 1 win, 1 loss, 1 win, 1 loss. One other team, of course, the Fond du Lac Dock Spiders on a 2-game skid. But every other team has split. 2-2 pitch. Runs inside and gets away from the catcher, Comer. And Troy Johnston takes off for second. And now will run standing over at second base in scoring position in Troy Johnston. Bullfrogs would need more than 1, however, as they now trail by 2-0 here in the bottom of the 7th inning after the solo shot from Mike Madej. Kyle Benio, the right-handed hitter out of Youngstown State, stands in, awaits the offering from the new pitcher Lynham. The lefty comes set, deals in the payoff. Breaking ball that runs high, ball 4. And there's a little bit of lightning out in right field, but it looks like we're going to keep playing it. Honestly, looked like heat lightning. Didn't really see a strike. Doubt we're going to hear thunder off of it as well. So should be no problem. And the way this game is going, likely we'll get it in. But runners at first and second now. Benio over at first and Troy Johnston at second. Kyle Benio is walked. It's his 10th of the year. Good for 4th best on the team. Willie Bourbon digs in now. Right, left-handed pitcher out of Northwestern swings at the first pitch he sees and misses 0-1. Bourbon has had his struggles at the plate this season, batting just 190. Has 11 hits on the year and 1 home run. That one, of course, being the walk-off. If he hits one here, it would be the go-ahead. He stands in, shows bunt, pulls it away as it's inside and low. A 63-mile-per-hour breaking ball, 1-1. I think worth mentioning that breaking ball to Benio that was ball 4, I think only clocked in at 62 miles per hour. It was a little toss-up to home plate. The 1-1 pitch, fastball that runs away. Solid job by Comer getting his glove on that one. Nearly got it past the catcher into the backstop. That would have moved 2 runners into scoring position with no outs on the board. Willie Bourbon now comes set. Draws an X with his bat on the plate and stands in. Lineup checks the runner at second, comes home. 2-1 pitch is swung on. It's a line driving to left field. Foul. About 5 feet off of that left field line. If that one drops fair, it would have got into the corner out there and scored some runs for the Frogs. But it evens the counts and brings it to 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs on the board and 2 runners on, first and second. Willie Bourbon gives a big stretch out of the batter's box and stands in. Lineham comes set, the left-handed pitcher. Checks Johnston at second and deals the 2-2. Swung on, fouled away behind the stadium here. And the count will remain 2-2 as Bourbon has fought off a couple here. Bourbon, of course, the Northwestern product, where we played in about 27 games this past year for the Wildcats. The lefty stands in. The 2-2 pitch to him, swung on. It's a line driving to left. Tracking back to his left is Botso. And the play is made by Botso out there in left. Stretching out to get that one. I thought it was going to drop fair, but Botso with a lot of speed out there in left gets underneath of it. You got to think that the head coach of the Kenosha Kingfish is happy with that one. Of course, if he puts Botso in center or right, slightly any other outfielder is not making that play. And it's going to drop fair and score 2 runs for the Bullfrogs. But Botso bails out the Kingfish and grabs the first down. It'll be a new pitcher coming out on the mound for the Kingfish. Lineham's day's done. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. We'll come back after the pitching change. Stay tuned.
Hi, folks. This is David from Witt's Piggly Wiggly in Oconto Falls. Are you sick of rising gas prices? Well, at Witt's, we have a solution. When you purchase qualified groceries with blue shelf stickers, and there's hundreds throughout our store, you build up discounts for 15 gallons of gas on your club card. Then, when you fill up at our Pig Stop pumps, just scan your card and watch the gas price drop. So scan your card, shop the blue stickers, and save money on gas at the Pig in Oconto Falls.
They say the great American dream is starting and owning your own business. A lot of you out there right now probably do stuff on the side. Do you regard it just as hobbies and don't even include it on your taxes? What tax savings opportunities are you missing with all the loopholes that the tax code is chock full of? You need someone to drive the bus, as they say, to success. That's 715-735-0583. Milking every last loophole in the tax code for your benefit.
Hello and welcome back to historic Joe Annie Stadium here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. The Green Bay Bullfrogs trail the Kenosha Kingfish here 2-0. The Kingfish would plate a run in the top of the 3rd inning off of a fielder's choice RBI off the bat of Chris Botso. And then Mike Madej would send a solo shot over the wall in the top half of the inning. Bullfrogs trail 2-0 here. And there's a new pitcher out on the mound for the Kenosha Kingfish. It's Seth Rosenberg. Rosenberg, the right-handed pitcher out of Northern Kentucky University, this past season during his junior year would allow a 6.46 ERA. Struck out 25 and walked 14. He transferred into NKU from the University of Rochester, where he was originally signed to play catcher. Here for the Kingfish this season, has had a good year. Has a 4.5 ERA, striking out 12 and walking 2. A 2-1 record on the year. If he can hold on and pitch out these last 3 innings, or 2 innings rather, I guess 3 innings, he would grab the save. Brad Hamilton digs in now, the right-handed hitter out of Kent State. First pitch he sees, runs low in the dirt. A 1-0 count. There's 1 out on the board and there's 2 runners on. It's Benyo over at first. He was walked, and Troy Johnston over at second. Managed the 4th hit of the game for the Frogs. Bullfrogs have left many of runners stranded throughout the contest. The 1-0 pitch, runners off, swung on, it's a line driving to left center. That will drop there, nobody will get there. Troy Johnson rounds third, he's going home, and he'll get there in time. The Bullfrogs get a run on the board. It's an RBI single from Brad Hamilton. They now trail by 1. 2-1 with runners on the corners here in the bottom of the 7th. That'll bring up the 9-hole hitter in Riley Smith. Smith, the second baseman on the day, 0 for 2. He's out of Minnesota University. Played in his first game in a Bullfrogs uniform yesterday, where he would get a hit in his debut. He went 1 for 4 and would strike out 1 time in the game. The right-handed hitter awaits, and Rosenberg deals in a breaking ball that finds the zone. 0-1. That one got away down there, 71. So Benyo standing over at third, Hamilton at first. Benyo comes across to score. It'll tie up the game. Smith takes a cut at the 0-1 and misses. 0-2. Riley Smith, the second baseman tonight for the Bullfrogs, of course, comes into Green Bay, replacing Grant Frazier, the second baseman for the Frogs that was injured recently and would be moved to the inactive roster. Smith stands in. The right-handed hitter awaits, gives a little check swing, and Rosenberg comes set. Deals in the 0-2 pitch. Swung on. It's a ground ball to the shortstop. Opportunity for double play. 6-4. 3 is not in time. It'll be a fielder's choice RBI for Smith. Gets it done. Ties up the game 2-2. The Kingfish with an opportunity to get out of the inning, but they can't do it. It's a ground ball to the shortstop, Troike. Tosses it to Warnicki. His throw over to first to Whittemore, not in time. New batter Mikey Falia stands in now. First pitch he sees is a breaking ball that runs low below the zone, 1-0. Rosenberg, the right-handed pitcher, comes set, stares down Smith at first, gives him another look, and throws over. Smith slides back in safely. Rosenberg, of course, out of North Kentucky. Struggling here early. 2 runs have come across in the bottom of the 7th. Frogs tie it up 2-2. Smith scampers back to the bag. Nearly tagged out there. Gets back safely, of course, however. So 1-0 count, and Mikey Falia digs in. Falia on the day 0 for 3 after having a great day yesterday, where he would go 3 for 5. Takes a cut at the 1-0, but fouls it away right side, 1-1. Falia has got on base with the fielder's choice tonight, however. And the right-handed batter out of California, Irvine stands back in. Rosenberg gives a look over to Smith at first, and Rosenberg throws it over to first. But Smith slides back in safely. He's worried about him over there. With that being said, we haven't seen too much of what Smith has on the base pass. Not sure if he's quick or not, as this, of course, just his second game for the Bullfrogs. Throw back to first. Smith slides back in safely. You start to think he keeps throwing over there. One might get away from the right-handed pitcher. Last night, the Bullfrogs would capitalize on that a few times. Large part of the reason they came away with the victory. A lot of unearned runs yesterday for the Bullfrogs. 1-1 pitch, swung on and missed. Falia falls down in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mikey Falia, of course, a guy that grew up in Irvine, California. Used to go to games growing up, in fact. Of course, more than happy to play for the Anteaters. This past season, however, would just appear in 11 at-bats. Runner off from first and Smith. Falia takes a cut at the 1-2 pitch. It's a line drive out into center, and it's into the glove of Connor Doyle out there. Third out on the board. That'll do it for the 7th inning. The Bullfrogs get 2 runs across. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
Honey, get the camera. Riley's rolling again.
That dog always gets excited up here at the cabin.
Riley loves the woods, don't you, Riley? Roll, Riley, roll. You getting this?
I'm getting it all. It's fabulous. But we can't upload it until we get home.
Right, no data connection up here.
Challenge.
Coach McCarthy?
Mason Crosby.
Switch to Cellcom, guys. Our coverage is great, whether you're out here or anywhere coast to coast.
Yeah, Riley's fans don't want to wait.
Now Riley's really on a roll.
At Cellcom, we've got you covered out in the country and all across the country. Cellcom, built for you.
Very athletic. I think we can use him on special teams.
But not to kick, right?
We'll see.
This summer at Cellcom, save $100 on a new LG G6, and we'll cover your cost to switch from another carrier. Cellcom, built for you. Activation, flex agreement, and data subscription required. Device trade-in required. Restrictions apply. Trademarks and names are property of their respective owners. Visit cellcom.com/save for complete details.
American Inn Lodge and Suites Green Bay West is the ideal location for your next stay, whether you're traveling for business or pleasure. They are proud to provide the amenities you want most and deliver them at the highest level possible, starting with comfortable, quieter guest rooms. Welcome to genuine American Inn hospitality.
Hello and welcome back to historic Joanne Stadium here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Bullfrogs all tied up with the Kenosha Kingfish as they have made a Cellcom call to the bullpen as Pendergast's day has come to a close. Pitched a great one. 10 strikeouts on the day for Pendergast. Would pitch 7 complete frames, allow just 7 hits and 2 earned runs, walking just 2 as well. In a game that has not seen many base runners for the Kingfish, but they have gotten it done when it counts, including a solo shot from Madej. Due up here in this top of the 8th inning for the Kingfish will be Botso. Takes a huge cut at the first pitch he sees and misses 0-1. Michael Bolke out on the mound now for the Bullfrogs. He's a new face to this team. Bolke, the right-hander, comes set, and Chris Botso, the left fielder today, stands in. Bolke rocks back and deals in the 0-1 pitch. Check swing. It was inside for a ball. 1-1. Brad Hamilton says that Botso's bat made contact with the outside of his glove, and the home plate umpire now working with just a 2-man crew, as yesterday the umpire actually stopped playing, or rather stopped umpiring, due to an injury. I think he was hit in the head and might have a concussion symptoms, so he was pulled out of the game. course, the first time I've ever seen that in some time. And now the umpire goes over to talk with the third base coach of the Kingfish, and the head coach comes out to talk with the umpire as well. It's an 0-1 count. I think it's possibly actually whether or not he made contact with the ball or not. Everyone's kind of pointing around. Yesterday, I speculated that Chris Sabo had a question about the lineup card, but actually, it was that the umpire had concussion systems. So I'm not even going to try to speculate on what happened here. But the main story is that the umpire is over here having a word with the coaches of the Kingfish, and now comes back behind the plate. Will throw on his mask, and we're underway again. An 0-2 count. Yes, he actually did call it foul. An 0-2 pitch outside for a ball, a 1-2 count. So that's what it was about, whether or not it was a foul. Hamilton saying, look, it came off of his bat there. And so no outs on the board and nobody on. We're here in the top of the 8th inning where the Frogs are all tied up with the Kingfish 2-2. Bonso watches one go outside. It's a 2-2 count now. Bolke rocks back and sends in the 2-2. Swung on a belted line drive out into the parking lot. Again, I'm worried about my car out there. I'm telling you. I'm not going to park over there anymore. I mean, it's pretty far out there. You got to hit the ball well to get it over there into the parking lot. 2-2 pitch. Runs high and inside. A full count now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. As Bolke is out on the mound for the Bullfrogs. Bolke has appeared in 3 games and has a 6.75 ERA. The payoff pitch is swung on. Ground ball to Smith at second. Throw to first in time. Just beating out Bonso. As Smith kind of took his time on that one. Bonso, I talked about, it's got a lot of speed. Nearly made it an infield single. 1 retired here in the top of the 8th. That'll bring up Cameron Comer. Comer, the left-handed hitter, stands in on the day 0 for 3. Has the hat trick, 3 strikeouts. Lefty stands in, watches a breaking ball that finds the zone. A nice pitch from Bolke. Bolke, of course, kind of rocked in his first appearance in a Bullfrogs uniform. Would pitch a third of an inning in his first appearance against Fond du Lac and get the win. That was back here at home on his first day on the Bullfrogs roster. As the 0-1 pitch goes by low for a ball, 1-1. But in a game against the Wisconsin Rapids, you would pitch 4 innings, allowing 4 earned runs and 6 hits, including 2 home runs. Not a great way to start off your time as a Bullfrog, but would come back and pitch a solid inning in the win against the Lakeshore, pitching an inning allowing 1 hit, walking 1 and striking out 1, leaving 2 stranded. So a 2-1 count now for Comer. The delivery from Bolke is a fastball that finds the zone, evens the count 2-2. Bolke, the right-handed pitcher out of Bethel University, a Division III program, where he is their ace for that team. Bolke this past season for Bethel University, the Royals, would have a 7-2 record. The 2-2 pitch runs inside, and it's off the inside leg of the batter in Comer, and he's going to limp over to first. That hurts. That's a fastball square into your calf. Gosh, that hurts. He gets over to first. He's going to stay on the base pass, but he's going to feel that one. That is not comfortable, to say the least. 1 out on the board now, and a runner over at first in Comer. Comer takes a lead out there, and Derek Bengert will square in. The first baseman is known for his long ball this season. He's got the power. He's got the stature for it as well. A tall, hefty guy. Swings at the first pitch he sees and misses. He's looking to give the Bullfrogs a lead here. 7 home runs on the season for Bengert. A number that in the Northwoods League Takes a cut at the 0-1 pitch, a line drive in the left. That will drop fair, and will be a base hit for the Kingfish. They're 6 of the day. Runners at first and second now. And in my eyes, that might not be the worst thing. Of course, Bingert was swinging for the fences off that first swing, but missed. He's third in the league with home runs, but now after just the base hit out into left field, he's on first. And now we have to just get past Tim Millard, which of course won't be the easiest thing in the world, but a little bit better. He's batting just .245. But Bulkey comes set, the right-handed pitcher. Runners at first and second with an out on the board. Bullfrogs do have a right-handed pitcher warming up in the bullpen out there. Millard comes set, the right-handed hitter. He awaits, swings his bat around, and Bulkey comes set. Gives the runner at second a look and deals in a fastball that's swung on and missed, 0-1. Millard out of Dallas Baptist. Last season played for the Waterloo Bucks, which are in the North Division of the Northwoods League. Batted .308 this past season for Dallas Baptist. The righty stands in and await, and Bulkey stares him down. Gives a look at the runner at second. Gives him another and comes home. 0-1. Swung on a pop-up in the infield. Ben Hart at third, charging forward. Calls off Brad Hamilton and makes the grab and gets a nice pat on the bottom from Hamilton as well. A nice play by the third baseman over there. Running way out of his position to get out on that one. That was actually on the path from the dugout to the batter's box on the Kingfish side. Comes down, calls off Hamilton, who has struggled with those pop-ups. But he had a nice read on it, calls him off, and grabs the second out. Bullfrogs 1 out away of getting out of this top of the 8th. First pitch that the new batter Nick Zor sees is a fastball that runs wide, a 1-0 count. Bangert stands over at first base, and there's a runner at second as well, as the breeze has kind of picked up here in Green Bay. But no sights of any participation anymore. It turned out to be a nice night. The 1-0 pitch, fastball right across Broadway. Zoris watched it go by. He'll want that one back. A 1-1 strike here. 2 outs on the board. Bullfrogs tied up with the Kingfish. 2 runs to 2 runs. Bulkey comes set. The right-hander out of Minnesota checks the runner at second and deals in the 1-1 pitch. It's swung on. It's a line drive deep into center. Tracking back is Troy Johnston. Stops in his tracks, lifts his glove, and makes the third out. Bulkey leaves 2 retired and gets the Bullfrogs out of the inning. On to the bottom of the 8th we go. The Bullfrogs all tied up with the Kingfish. They're looking for the sweep. Stay tuned, folks. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
At 24/7 Well and Pump Service, we mean just that. Water will be available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call 920-848-2407 or 920-604-2407, and a licensed professional will come out to your site. Whether it is a water system installation, repair, well inspection, or install underground water lines, they'll be there. Call 920-848-2407 or 920-604-2407. We're in the Oconto Falls area Yellow Pages. 24/7 Well and Pump Service, Fireside Road, Oconto Falls.
Do you feel like you're paying too much for your medication? Stop in at Oconto Pharmacy and see our pharmacist, Ron Poom, about our cost minimization program. We can save you some money. The Oconto Pharmacy, our family helping your family.
Hello and welcome back to Green Bay, Wisconsin. Bottom of the 8th inning, Bullfrogs tied up with the Kenosha Kingfish 2-2. The Bullfrogs on the day have managed just 5 hits, the Kingfish with just 6. Of course, last night the Bullfrogs would manage 16, the Kingfish would get 10. It has been a low-scoring affair, an absolute pitcher's batter. The pitcher out on the mound will still be Rosenberg for the Kingfish. He would pitch 2/3 of an inning back in the 7th and allow just 1 hit. Bottom of the 8th here, due up for the Bullfrogs will be Ben Hart, the right-handed hitter out of Oakland University, as it'll be the 2, 3, 4 hitters. The meat of the lineup for the Bullfrogs. We'll see if Rosenberg can get his Kingfish into the 9th inning unscathed. It would be a fielder's choice RBI from Riley Smith and an RBI single from Brad Hamilton that give the Bullfrogs 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th. First pitch that Ben Hart sees is a ball that runs low, a 1-0 count. Ben Hart stands in, waves his lumber around. The 1-0 pitch to him's a fastball that runs well inside. Watches it go by at his knees, a 2-0 count. Rosenberg comes sent out on the mound for the Kingfish, trying to give his Kingfish a shot here in the top of the 9th. The 2-0 pitch. That one's inside as well. Ben Hart ahead in the count, 3 balls and no strikes. Bullfrogs, of course, coming in the contest on a 2-game winning streak. It's their longest of the season. They've only gone on 1 other game when they would win 2 in a row. The 3-0 pitch runs well inside. Hart scoots away from it, throws his bat, and will jog on over to first base. Gets on base after the walk. Of course, last night, Ben Hart was elected the Aurora Baycare Sports Medicine Player of the Game for his 3-for-5 night, which included 3 singles and 2 RBIs. Would come around to score in the contest as well and not record an error, which I think is notable for Hart, as he has had his struggles on defense, but tonight and yesterday, playing a good game. Aaron Pleschner, the shortstop, digs in now out of San Jose State. The right-hander batting around 300 for the Bullfrogs this season, 0 for 2 on the day. Would hit into a double play his last time up. First pitch he sees from Rosenberg, shows bunt, lays it down, but it's a pop-up that drops in fair territory. No one can get there, and Aaron Pleschner will get over to first in time. The throw to second runs into the outfield, and Ben Hart will hop up and run all over to third base. And runners on the corners now for the Bullfrogs in the bottom of the 8th inning. A great bunt from Aaron Pleschner. Off the bat, it doesn't look pretty. It looks like it might even be a pop-out in front of the plate. But it drifts far enough out into the infield grass that neither the third baseman, catcher, or pitcher could get to it. Aaron Pleschner would beat out the throw to first base, and Ben Hart, because he stuttered, because he thought it was going to be a pop-out, was kind of caught in between the base pass for a moment. Then would take off for second base, and the throw from the catcher, Zoris, runs well high over the head of Warnicki at second, and he air barrels it into center field. Ben Hart would be able to hop up and run over to third, and now he stands just 90 feet away from taking the lead for the Bullfrogs. As we are all tied up here in the bottom of the 8th inning, 2-2. The Bullfrogs last night would overcome a 4-run deficit. The night before that in Lakeshore would overcome a 3-run deficit. Of course, trailing this one 2-0. Tanner Poole digs in now for the Bullfrogs, the right fielder. Aaron Pleschner off from first base. Zoris is going to let him have it, and it's a stolen base for Aaron Pleschner, who, of course, comes into the game for the Bullfrogs, leading the team and actually 3rd in the league in stolen bases with 13. After that one, now has 16, as actually came into the game with 15. 0-1 pitch. A breaking ball that just missed, looked like a similar position as the last one, as the ball that came across on Aaron Pleschner's stolen base was a strike. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike and 2 runners in scoring position with no outs on the board. No one warming up in the bullpen for the Kingfish. They're going to rely on Rosenberg to try to get out of this one. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball, that one runs low. Tanner Poole ahead in the count now. 2 balls into 1 strike. Poole came into the game batting .300, but on the day so far for the Bullfrogs has yet to record a hit. He's 0 for 3. The 2-1 pitch to him runs low. And now a 3-1 count. Hitters count for Tanner Poole. Has had some good games for the Bullfrogs. In fact, on his debut, would go 3 for 3 with 2 doubles and a triple. That in a win against Fond du Lac in Fond du Lac. The Bullfrogs, a few days ago, were on a 4-game losing streak, in fact. Were swept by the Rivets as well as the Rafters. Looking for a sweep against the Kingfish here. 3-1 pitch, runs inside, and that will load the bases. Tanner Poole over at first, Aaron Pleschner at second, and Ben Hart at third. I mentioned right off the top of the inning that the Kingfish would have to get past the meat of the lineup here for the Bullfrogs, and they have not. All 3 of them on base, and the 5-hole hitter, and Troy Johnston digs in. The center fielder on the day is 1 for 3, has gotten on base twice, managed to get on base off of an error, is back in the 4th inning. Takes a cut at the first pitch he sees. It's a line driving to right, and the runner at third tags up. If he scores, he'll take the lead, and he does. The Bullfrogs take a 3-2 lead as Ben Hart tags up at third and comes across and scores. Troy Johnson with another RBI. He leads the team, and now on the year has 18. It's your sacrifice fly to right, and the Bullfrogs take a 3-2 lead here in the bottom of the 8th inning. There's 1 out on the board now, and there's runners on the corner for Kyle Bigno, who has had a solid game. Bigno 2 for 2 with a walk. Looking to add another run here if he can manage to fly out or even just get any type of ball out into the outfield grass. It's going to score Pleschner at third and give this Bullfrogs team a bit of a cushion going into the ninth. Frogs now lead 3-2. Rosenberg throws back to first. Runner over there, and Poole slides back safely. Nearly a dangerous throw. If that gets past the first baseman, Bengard, it's scoring Pleschner as well. First pitch that Kyle Bigno sees is a ball that runs inside, a fastball, in fact, at the belt, 1-0. Kyle Bigno batting below 200 coming into the contest, now after 2 hits today, currently sitting at 213. He stands in, the right-handed hitter out of Youngstown State. Takes a cut at the 1-0 pitch, but misses. And it evens the count. A ball and a strike, an out and 2 runners on here on what looked like was going to be a miserable day for baseball, which really didn't end up being that bad at all. I don't think we saw any rain throughout the entire night. Runners take their lead at first and third. Runner off from first. The 1-1 pitch is swung on. It's a pop-up in the infield. Tanner Poole is going to have to manage back. Pop fly to the second baseman is caught, but Poole does slide back safely. Bigno was looking to try to get a ball into the outfield, but he gets too much underneath of it and pops it up into the infield. The second baseman, Anthony Warnicki, gets underneath of it just beyond the pitcher's mound and grabs the second out. So 2 outs on the board here with 2 runners on. Aaron Pleschner 90 feet away at third. Willie Bourbon will dig in. Bourbon on the day, not having the best. He's 0 for 3. Would hit into a fielder's choice back into the second inning. Takes a cut at the first pitch he sees and fouls it away. 0-1. An 0-1 count here with 2 outs on the board, as the catcher gets some signs from his coach out by the dugout of Kenosha on the left side. He stands back in behind the plate and awaits the offering from Rosenberg. Rosenberg comes set as time is called by Bourbon. Got a little impatient with how much time Rosenberg was taking out on the mound. Rosenberg, of course, a high-intensity situation, would allow the bases to be loaded, but has put 2 outs since However, a sacrifice fly from Troy Johnston gives the Bullfrogs the lead. The 0-1 pitch runs low in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike now. Willie Bourbon looking to give this Bullfrogs team an insurance run with a base hit. They have 6 hits on the day, which equals the total of the Kingfish. Runner off from first. The throwdown is not there. Poole will slide in safely and grab a stolen base. The second stolen base for the Bullfrogs in the inning. Runners now at second and third. Tanner Poole slides in for his 4th stolen base of the year. The pitch that comes across is low for a ball, a 2-1 count with 2 outs on the board. Willie Bourbon will stand back in, the left-handed hitter out of Northwestern University. He stands in and waves his lumber around. Rosenberg deals the 2-1. It's outside. Hitters count now for what the Daily Frog would call walk-off Willie. Of course, if you're not familiar with the Daily Frog, if you come out to Joanne Stadium, check over by the Hop Shot. It's the daily program. Give it a look. Rosenberg deals the 3-1. Swung on, fouled off left side. Bourbon stays alive here as the Kingfish trying to do anything they can to try to get out of this inning. They trail by 1. However, if the Bullfrogs can manage a base hit here and plate a couple more runs, it would give this Bullfrogs team a nice cushion going into the top of the ninth. Bourbon stands in with the full count, waves his bat around, supporting those white batting gloves. The payoff pitch to him. Swung on. It's a line drive deep into right center. That the right fielder is underneath, and he makes the grab on the run. It's Mike Madej out there in right that makes the grab. A well-hit ball by Bourbon, just not enough power on it. It's caught about 5 feet in front of the warning track out there in right center field, and it's the 3rd out on the board. The Bullfrogs leave 2 stranded. That will do it for the 8th inning. The Frogs have a 1-run lead going into the 9th. They're going to look to close things out. Stay tuned. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
If you don't know everything about insurance, you'll profit from the knowledge and experience at the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, 113 North Main Street, downtown Oconto Falls. You'll benefit from their thorough analysis of the insurance that you really need. They'll recommend the companies and policies that are the best for you. At the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, they specialize in complete coverage of all your insurance needs. Call the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, 113 North Main Street, downtown Oconto Falls.
When you're looking for the perfect game for your appetite, look no further than Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizzas. Made with premium meats and veggies, then topped with over half a pound of 100% fresh, real mozzarella cheese made right here in Wisconsin. Every Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizza is a home run. Made with the hungry in mind, Brew Pub pizzas are big, bold, and belong in the big leagues of the frozen pizza industry. Enjoy a delicious piece of Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizza right now from the concession stand, or pick one up at your local favorite grocery store. Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
Hello and welcome back to Green Bay, Wisconsin. Top of the 9th inning, Bullfrogs lead 3-2. New pitcher out on the mound for the Bullfrogs. It'll be Nick Ohanian, the closer. Nick Ohanian on the season for the Bullfrogs has appeared in quite the many games in situations much like this one, and Ohanian has done a solid job of closing them out. Ohanian on the season has 3 saves on the year, has 16 strikeouts to 4 walks, has allowed 6 earned runs and 9 in a 3rd inning. The right-handed pitcher out of Mesa Community College, a recent commitment to Grand Canyon University. Of course, a school in the Western Athletic Conference. Would receive a save in Lakeshore a few nights ago. Of course, the first win of this Bullfrogs 2-game winning streak. He would pitch 1 inning and get the save, walking 1 in that contest. would pitch an inning at home against Lakeshore, and the Bullfrogs lost. Would come in and pitch 1 inning and walk 1 and strike out 1, but they would bring him out and bring in another pitcher who, of course, we won't talk about that game as the Bullfrogs would allow 8 runs in the 9th. We're just not going to mention that one. But top of the 9th inning, Mike Madej will dig in. A solo shot his last time up. If he gets another one, it'll tie it up. Madej stands in, the right-handed hitter. Or left-handed hitter, excuse me. First pitch he sees, runs outside, 1-0. Madej, the lefty out of Purdue University, started in 55 games this past season for the Boilermakers. He stands in, looking to be the hero here. Open stance, 1-0 pitch to him, swung on, fouled away left side. The lefty stands in, supporting the shin guard on his right, white batting gloves. Gives a little check swing and awaits. Nick Ohanian deals in the 1-1 pitch. It's a fastball that gets away from him. It's in the dirt. In fact, Hamilton can't even put his glove on. Nick Ohanian out of Mesa Community College. Interesting tidbit I actually learned today. Have you ever seen that video of the major league player that goes out to a school and pretends to be a player? 2-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. Evens it up, 2-2. Can't quite remember who the pro player is. Chris Bryant, that's right. Chris Bryant goes out to Mesa Community College, actually, and plays that prank on those junior college players. Nick Ohanian there at the time, actually. 2-2 pitch, swung on, fouled back. Evens the state, keeps the count at 2-2 rather. As there's no outs on the board here in the top of the 9th inning, Bullfrogs 3 outs away from their 3rd straight victory. They're going to have to get past Madej, Troike, and Warnicke, though. 3 batters that have 3 hits combined. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on, it's a line drive into right field. Running forward is the right fielder, but he can't make the snag. It drops in front of him. It's Tanner Poole out there in right. Tries to make the diving effort at it, but can't make the grab. Doesn't extend fully, and probably the right decision to. As if he does, it was likely get behind him, and it would be an extra base for Madej. So instead, he kind of dives forward and stops it from getting behind him, more or less, knocking the ball into the grass. But a runner at first now is the tying run, and the go-ahead run at the plate in Troike. First pitch he sees, a fastball that runs low in the dirt as well. A 1-0 count now. Ben Troike, the shortstop, 0 for 2 on the day. Would be walked 1 time, however. He's the 8-hole hitter for this Kingfish team. Coming into the at-bat for Kenosha has a .235 batting average. Nick Ohanian comes set. The righty stares him down, deals the 1-0. It gets past Brad Hamilton in between his legs, and Madej will scamper on over to second and get there as it just goes straight through the 5-hole. And a runner in scoring position at second in Madej. No outs on the board, and now a dangerous situation for the Bullfrogs. Nick Ohanian has thrown a couple of pitchers that have gotten away from him, and Madej managed a hit off of him. Madej stands over at second, and Troike digs in, the shortstop. Ahead in the count, 2-0. The 2-0 delivery is swung on, and that one's fouled back right side past the grandstands here. A 2-1 count. Nick Ohanian this past season at Mesa Community College had a solid year. The 2-1 pitch is swung on. It's a fly ball into center. Troy Johnson has a read on it, and the runner tags up, but he's not going to go anywhere as Troy Johnson lasers one over to third. One retired. Bullfrogs now 2 outs away. Nick Ohanian forces a fly out to center, and that'll bring up the 9-hole hitter in Anthony Warnicki. Warnicki struggling on the season, batting 193, but having a great game. He's 2 for 3 with the run on the day. Has a double in this one as well. A double here would easily score the runner at second in Madej. Nick Ohanian comes set and deals in a fastball. Swung on, fouled back. 0-1. Anthony Warnicki out of San Diego Community College stands back in. The lefty awaits. Takes a cut at that one. It's a line drive into right. They're going to send in Madej from third. The throw from Tanner Poole, not in time. Throw to second, not in time either. They actually keep the runner at third instead of sending him home. Third base coach, as he was starting to round third, was starting to bring him home. Elects not to after seeing the absolute laser from the right fielder, Tanner Poole. When Warnicki realized that Poole was launching it to home plate, he took off for second. Hamilton would throw down to second to try to get him out, but that throw is not in time either. So now 2 runners in scoring position at second and third here in the top of the ninth. New batter, Connor Doyle, squares in and fouls away the first pitch he sees back into the backstop. 0-1. Nick Ohanian here in a bind. The Bullfrogs have a 3-2 lead, but it's threatened with a runner at third and second with an out on the board. Ohanian comes set, deals in the 0-1. It's swung on and missed. 0-2. Doyle falls behind. After the Warnicki single, he's now 3 for 4 on the day. He stands over at second. Connor Doyle is 1 for 3, has struck it out 3 times. 0-2 pitch. Swung on, just gets a piece of it off of the end of his bat. We'll stay at 0-2. Madej at third. Warnicki at second. The 2 guys that have been great today for the Kingfish. Madej, of course, with the solo shot. Warnicki with 3 hits. Doyle stands in. He's 1 for 4. The 0-2 pitch to him. Breaking ball that just misses the zone. A great pitch from Nick Ohanian moves the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes with an out on the board. Bullfrogs can smell this 3rd straight victory, but it's going to be tough. Nick Ohanian deals in the 1-2 pitch. It's swung on, line drive up the middle of the field, and it gets into the outfield. 1 run will score. The throw from center, not in time. In fact, it's over the head of Brad Hamilton. And another run comes across for the Kingfish as they now take a 4-3 lead here over the Green Bay Bullfrogs. It's a liner right back up the middle of the field. Nick Ohanian nearly makes the grab on it, just missing the clasp. Gets into center field as well, and it scores the runner at second in Warnicki. And the 2 guys that have been great all day for the Kenosha Kingfish come in and score. Warnicki, who's 3 for 4 on the day, comes in after Madej comes in to score. Madej, of course, hit the solo shot, and Warnicki got it done in this top of the ninth as well. He managed a single. They both come around to score, and it gives the Kingfish a 4-3 lead here in the top of the ninth. There's a runner in second now as well in Connor Doyle with Justin out on the board, and they're going to award him a base at third off of what I think might be a Ben Hart's fielder's infraction. As the third base coach over there had called for the umpire after the play was over. So another run, 90 feet away now for the Kingfish. That one swung on. It's a high pop-up in the infield. Shortstop Aaron Pleschner makes the grab. 2 away. The Bullfrogs need one more out to get out of this top of the ninth inning, where they trail 4-3 off of a 2-run RBI single from Connor Doyle. Doyle stands over at third, and the new batter Cameron Comer digs in. Comer 0 for 3 on the day. The first pitch to him is a fastball that runs low, nearly gets away from the catcher Brad Hamilton. He puts a glove on it, however. If it gets away from Hamilton, it's going to score another run for the Kingfish. Comer stands in the lefty. The 1-0 pitch to him. Breaking ball that runs wide. A 2-0 count now. Comer ahead. Comer awaits. Nick Ohanian, the right-hander, stares him down. Comes set. Deals in the 2-0. It's a breaking ball. That one misses as well. A 3-0 count now with 2 outs on the board. Bullfrogs trail the Kingfish now after taking a 3-2 lead, 4-3. The 3-0. Outside for ball 4. Comer will get over to first base. Runners on the corners now will bring up the most dangerous hitter in this Kenosha Kingfish lineup, Derek Bengert. Bengert on the day is 2 for 4. On the season has belted 7 home runs, which is good for third best in the Northwoods League. His last time out would manage a single, and in the 6th would hit a double. Stands in, first pitch he sees, swings at it. A well-hit ball that he pulled all the way down the left field line, foul. 0-1. Nick Ohanian, the righty out of Mesa Community College, has allowed 2 runs here in the top of the 9th inning, but has some more work to do with runners on the corners. 2 outs on the board. The 0-1 delivery gets away from Brad Hamilton. A run's going to come across for the Kenosha Kingfish. They take a 5-3 lead here. Fastball gets away from Ohanian. And the Bullfrogs now trail by 2 runs here in the top of the 9th inning. Came into this 9th inning with a 3-2 lead, now trail 5-3 after a 3-run top of the 3rd. Runner at second base after he moves over off of the pass ball. The 1-1 pitch finds the zone, and now it's a 1-2 count with 2 outs on the board. Connor Doyle comes across to score on the pass ball. The 1-2 pitch swung on and missed. Strike 3. Nick Ohanian grabs a K to close out the top of the 9th inning. However, the Kenosha Kingfish get 3 runs across, and they now have a 2-run lead going into the bottom of the 9th inning. Bullfrogs with their last opportunity here in the bottom of the 9th. Due up for the Bullfrogs will be Brad Hamilton, Riley Smith, and Mikey Folia. Stay tuned. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
Triangle Distributing is a diversified distributor of high-quality beverages that is focused on providing customer satisfaction, service with well-trained personnel that drives the market through teamwork, goals, and strong relationships.
Combine the flavors of Italy with the heart of the Irish, add some Chicago flair, and you've got Gallagher's Pizza. For the best Chicago-style pizza north of the Illinois border, Gallagher's Pizza is your destination. Call now for delivery or pickup in Green Bay and De Pere. Gallagher's Pizza, home of the best lunch buffet in town.
Okay, here are 3 important reasons why your son or daughter should play a sport in high school.
Number 1.
High school sports teach valuable life lessons like self-discipline and time management skills.
2.
Teens who play a high school sport have better grade point averages.
And number 3.
High school sports are safer than ever before.
This message presented by the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
Hello and welcome back to Joanne Stadium here, bottom of the 9th inning. New pitcher out on the mound for the Kenosha Kingfish. It's Billy McKay, the new ring holder out of the University of Florida. The freshman right-handed pitcher stands at 6'1", 180. We're here in the bottom of the 9th inning. The Bullfrogs would allow 3 runs in the top of the 9th, where they led 3-2, but now trail 5-3. They got some work to do if they want to try to come away with the victory here. Due up for the Bullfrogs will be Brad Hamilton, the catcher, Riley Smith, the second baseman, and Mikey Falia, the left fielder. Brad Hamilton tonight for the Bullfrogs has been a bright spot. He's 2 for 3 with an RBI. Hamilton, the right-handed hitter out of Kent State, stands in. McKay comes set out on the mound for the Kenosha Kingfish. Comes set, deals in a fastball that finds the zone, 0-1. McKay, the right-handed hitter, comes set, crouched position out on the mound, kind of a submarine throw, deals in the 0-1 pitch. It's a grounder back to him. Throw to first is in time. First batter's retired. McKay, of course, not in Omaha, as he would appear in 10 games this season for the Kenosha Kingfish. This would be his 11th. He sat out this past season at Florida. Of course. But so far on the year, 0 for 2 for Kenosha. 2.63 ERA, has 3 saves. First pitch he throws to Riley Smith is inside for a ball, 1-0. The Bullfrogs down to their last 2 outs. A 1-0 count. McKay comes set. Deals in the 1-0. It's swung on. It's a slow grounder to the third baseman, Millard. Throw over to first in time. Easily beats out the runner and Riley Smith. Bullfrogs now down to their last out. That will bring up Mikey Falia, the left fielder. On deck for the Frogs would be Ben Hart, as they are down by 2 here. The submarine hurler in McKay has put 2 away. The righty deals in a fastball that swung on and missed, 0-1. Falia stands in, the 0-1 pitch to him, and that's a chopper to the third baseman. That is barehanded by the third baseman, but it's not in time over to first. Tim Millard over there makes the barehanded grab by the third base bag and throws it across the field, but it's not in time. Mikey Falia able to beat out the throw and make it an infield single. tip your hat off to the guy over at third. A solid play. So that will bring up Ben Hart. Ben Hart on the day for the Bullfrogs, 0 for 2 with 2 walks. Stands in. First pitch he sees. Fastball right across the plate, 0-1. Ben Hart steps out, readjusts his batting gloves, and stands back in. Hart comes into the game for the Bullfrogs, supporting a batting average of .284. Falia takes the lead over at first. The 0-1 pitch to him. Breaking ball that is low, 1-1. Hart with 7 RBIs on the year. Has been walked 14 times. Has 1 home run and 2 triples. The 1-1. Swung on, ground ball left side to the shortstop. Picks it up, throws it across the field, and it beats out Ben Hart by a step. Game over. Bullfrogs split this series with the Kenosha Kingfish. 1 game to 1 game. The Kingfish coming into this series were the second best team in the South Division, and they proved it here tonight as they come back and defeat the Green Bay Bullfrogs 5-3. The Frogs had a 1-run lead going into the 9th inning, but can't hold on. The Bullfrogs drop game 2 to the Kingfish 5-3. The Frogs dropped to 11 wins on the season and 18 losses. The Kingfish improved to 19 wins and 11 losses on the year. It's the first loss in a row for the Bullfrogs, and of course first for the Kingfish, as they would split the series. The Bullfrogs now 4-6 in their last 10 games, and the Kingfish 7-3. That'll do it here in Green Bay. Your winning pitcher on the night for the Kenosha Kingfish will be Rosenberg, or rather the ending pitcher who just came in, McKay, and your losing pitcher for the Green Bay Bullfrogs will be Nick Ohanian. That'll do it here in Green Bay. Stick around if you're on the YouTube stream, as we will have the postgame show. You're listening, as always, to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
Over the past 60 years, Triangle Distributing has maintained itself as a leader in the market as it has responded to the changes in product innovation and consumer demands. It is in this commitment to employees, customers, community, and supplier partners that has enabled them to remain one of the best and most respected distributors in our state.
Wisconsin law requires all youth athlete organizations to educate coaches, athletes, and parents on the risks of concussions and head injuries. The law prohibits participation in a youth activity until the athlete and parents have signed an agreement sheet indicating they have reviewed concussion and head injury information materials. The Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction has published a Sideline to Safety guidelines for youth athletic organizations. Visit the WIAA website to learn more at www.wiaawi.org.
Hello and welcome back to Joanne Stadium here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Welcome to the Green Bay Bullfrogs postgame show. Losing pitcher on the night, Nick Ohanian. He would come into the 9th inning, pitch 1 inning, allow 3 hits, allow 2 earned runs, 3 runs, 2 unearned. 1 walk on the night as well to go along with 1 strikeout. Pendergast, of course, for the Bullfrogs, would pitch 7 innings, allow just 5 hits, would allow 2 earned runs, walk 2, and strike out 10 in the contest. He pitched a great game for the Bullfrogs. Volke would come in and pitch 1 inning, allowing just 1 hit. For the Kenosha Kingfish, getting the win will be Rosenberg, as he pitched an inning and 2/3, allowed 2 hits, 1 earned run, and walked 2, striking out none. McKay, he comes in and gets the save for the Kenosha Kingfish, pitching 1 inning, allowing 1 run. Getting the start, and who pitched 6 innings, was Foe. He allowed just 3 hits in the entire contest against the Bullfrogs, and they would not get an earned run against him, or run for that matter. He would walk 2 and strike out 2 in the contest. Before we go into the in-depth look into the Green Bay Bullfrogs box score and give you your Aurora Baycare Sports Medicine player of the game, we'll take a look at the scores around the league. There were a couple postponements tonight due to rain. We thought that might happen here in Green Bay, but it did not. The Lakeshore Chinooks beat the Wisconsin Woodchucks 11-7. The St. Cloud Rocks are tied up with the Eau Claire Express 1-1 in the bottom of the 7th. The game between the Rapids Rafters and the Fond du Lac Dock Spiders was postponed to July 2nd. The La Crosse Loggers and the Duluth Huskies game was postponed to July 24th. The Kenosha Kingfish, of course, here in Green Bay, get the victory 5-3. The Rockford Rivets were blanked by the Battle Creek Bombers. In fact, the Bombers put it on them, winning 13-0. The Thunder Bay Border Cats game against the Rochester Honkers was postponed to August 7th. The Bismarck Larks, their game against the Wilmar Stingers is in the bottom of the 9th inning. The Larks with a 2-run lead, 2-0. Take a look at the in-depth box score for the Green Bay Bullfrogs. Mikey Falia goes 1 for 5 for the Frogs. Ben Hart goes 0 for 3 but manages a run and 2 walks. Aaron Pleschner goes 1 for 3 on the night with a walk. Tanner Poole goes 0 for 3 with a walk. Troy Johnston, he goes 1 for 3 with a run and an RBI. Kyle Benyo, he went 2 for 3 with a run and a walk. Willie Bourbon, 0 for 4. Brad Hamilton, 2 for 4 with an RBI on the night. Riley Smith goes 0 for 4 with an RBI on the night as well. That's your lineup for the Green Bay Bullfrogs. Pendergast has pitched 7 innings on the night. He allowed just 5 hits, 2 earned runs, walked just 2, and struck out 10. He is your Aurora Baycare Sports Medicine player of the game, despite the loss tonight for the Bullfrogs. Notable members for the Kenosha Kingfish, of course, would be Anthony Warnicki, who went 3 for 4 with 2 runs, and Matt Madej, who in clutch time would belt a solo shot and also manage a hit in the game as well. He comes around to score twice. Connor Doyle goes 2 for 5 on the night, as well as the 7-9 hitters get it done. That'll do it here in Green Bay. Of course, your final one last time, Kenosha Kingfish 5, Green Bay Bullfrogs 3. As always, it's a pleasure calling Green Bay Bullfrogs baseball on the Northwoods League web pass and on the WOCO sports stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Thanks for Larry out in the studio for sticking around throughout the game, and thank you for lending your ears. Till next time, this has been Nolan Knight. Have a good night.
That has been Green Bay Bullfrog Baseball on WLCO Stereo FM. Today's game being brought to you by 24/7 Well and Pump, Islandfeld, Scatcherd, and Anderson, the NW Credit Union, O'Connell Pharmacy, the O'Connell Falls Insurance, Stevenson National Bank and Trust, and Wits Piggly Wiggly. Also by America Inn, Brewpub Pizza, Cellcom, Tri-City Glass, and Triangle Distributing. Stay tuned for more Green Bay Bullfrog Baseball on 107.1 WOCO Stereo FM. Have a great day.